All right, all right, all right. Welcome, 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 welcome. My name is Captain Obinda. Welcome, Mr. Kwaba, and Mimenda, and Mimenda Bia, Eba, Adusia, Ewaha. Starting no more chidie, so Chelabiswana, and Ebusu Kakra, and Ebusu Kakra, and no chapa about a home, Miti, Ediasano, Tiakwaba. Tis over her, now watch I, now will be a home dear, we be our free. And akwaba we did a couple of back and sanity. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for coming. Prosper Abofra, Hussein, Alex, JND Organics. So thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Watching you live from Car City. So I don't know. So Aduku Awuni, thank you. Ofakwabia, thank you. Adani Michael, Vetel Kache, Oye, Sunset TV. Right, Emmanuel Attack Nyako. So welcome. The topic, is wealth spectrum, prosperity in Africa. Prosperity in Africa. So Eric Ofori, Kojokum saying, Abraham Ni Okai Kome. Okay, also here free Dubai. Nyame KD Media, all right. Sly Clarkson, okay, iSchool TV, Parkwesi Ando, okay, all right, Abna Fusua, okay, mindfulness, Godfred Ohine Brenya, okay, Brenya, Obrofudino, no, sir, okay, Ando Fred, okay, Collins watching, Yakubu, Charles Otin, Ketia Nanayao, Emmanuel Akins. Thank you so much. Thank you for taking your time to be here. You cannot move our people until there is relevant knowledge, So the things that we discover every day, the things that our spirits speak, the things that we're able to identify, we share them every now and then, and this is one of them that you should know. So, word spectrum. So what has here? All right. So this is resilience. This is resilience. You can't give up. If you give up, you're not part of the game. Obre pet go for do sikabeko. So there's it. Maybe can Mr. Caesar over here. Safo also here. All right. This is financial freedom. If you don't have any of our books, get some of them and read. Unlimited opportunities. And right TikTok live. There 4 hours. Yeah, easy. There 4 hours. Sleep on the big brain also. My bread. This is Streamline, how to teach yourself money. And this is African advantage. African advantage, becoming a positive, productive African. So my name is Governor Obe Dako. All right. So this is a self-investment. Self-investment. Obviously, or Shefri Seshi Akontomra Abdel Rahman. This is financial intelligence. And why call it? Okay, as much as to say. We are here. All right. And this is a real estate. Okay, and this is sales systems, and sales status for business growth, sales systems, and this is reset, building yourself through African history. Into unya book no da na wapebi na wakan osua de. The more we sua de no, na wadwe mo bie, and the more wadwe mo bie no, the more na we normal to you. The more na we you who this we nipa. The more now we need about so. The more we see the more, and I won't say normal day. So, a baby memu ubiaka say the wealth is in Africa. Africa is not poor. Africa is rich. Africa is endowed with natural resources. So here it's got the heart and the say na no I did back one and no me no na back be, and then me say I drink also. If you look at the spectrum of wealth, who owns the wealth? You didn't know what they are. Why the chapels in this world? And why in the chapels in this world? Because I mean, my uncle Derek about the interview. We start question back. You ask a very technical question. He was asking me about business. any business. Na business no ya send was say no. Na maame na oton no ma woni timi so no. And we business na say we pay ratios, accounting, profit and loss, break even point, you know. Sa no no. Sa maame na obisa say sa maame no a ono we sa business no. And we business the interview in the first 10 minutes, you know, that was like if you baby and I'm my business or the be free call. And you pull out statistics. And the statistics, you know, usually it falls in what they call the former. So the former sector. And what they call almost say businesses in the club. And you know, party say, okay, well, no about business or Ghana, no. The bet £30,000 never shall say. Do baby know who says that? I don't matter according to Yenti. One was shutting because he was looking at the numbers. And I'm so catching and say, yeah, 30,000 you need. And this is a very, you know, two distinct positions. They say that a lot of our businesses, they call them SMEs, micro, small, you know, all kind of descriptions that they have given us. And you move to don't know a ye nyuma wa hano. Sebe omobro for na omo kan kran ye ntibi ye kwa timi da ye adwuma. And ye won krofo bi so a omo no so akokko kokosku akese. Emo ye before. You don't know I Ghana for Nigeria for omo kabro fa akese de na there keep any bi omo obi. Kabro fa akese be kabro fo technical. Be bredi da nyuma no kese akese. Ewo ye man mu ha. Now nsunhwe wo mu ni say enyuma na sa nkofo na omo kabro ni kasa no. And the way Bruni the business as a friend corporate world. Corporate. So one to be there yet. I'm friend corporate. I just share mokas. Boss you to about or car or cabrofo or committee almost minutes. So more international standard, almost global market. That before the work. You're from corporate. Now you has a corporate for the companies near 1,000. Let's make I say 99% of them in your for wealth spectrum. Now, we might be able to say you know mama come bro for. We mo no adwuma no nyom na start ye enyom dia. Mu dia ni mu. No mo ka bro for akese. Nti we mo no ya no mo pay investors, foreign direct investors, you know, equity funding. Omo na eka global market share. Omo na eka venture capital money. So position on na chese what nya inflow no. Sankrofo neka. Na ya na me bisa me ho say. The one company near there. Who owns that wealth? In the wealth spectrum, who are we working for? A lot of our educated people all over on the continent of Africa. A lot of these companies that they are leading and they speak so much global language, they are not the owners of these companies. To go so high as Google Abagana, Twitter Abagana, now both say the media for no edge. Oh my God, goes good. International boss say no be accountant or be operation officer, operations manager. Boss say money is kakakra no boss to about no two kind or Cuba or Dubai, Nicaragua, and what Nabusia for holiday. Yeah, money is cape or mining sector. There are a lot of international companies or more. So I Ghana for the you mark is like Oceana Uni or $1. It's a company only one share crowd. When he said yeah. And so no necessarily say anti akosia business no your business. Na wono no de na wodi animu na onka ho no. A possible ni ahyehyɛ wode fa ya japade nyina na wama ye kakra ye wama ye ochicha adwuma ne kakra ma ye nkrofo no. Eno no your friend corporate. Eno no ye timidi kase oh this year they did $100 million company, 100 million sales. The company is valued at $1 billion. Club 100 Ghana Sankrofo. And as I cross will be cry bomb in the business na kosra. Yes, you pay investors mra. The investors mra no boss o mra na 30% in the owner or the start business near their man 70% akwa abrofu kuro. And so yes, so Ghana need business. The prosperity in Africa. We should not come to a point. I say Ghana for and you might say Abakrumha before see hotels I can see a but why? And a idea. Why na ye dear Nankasa Yenetia? When I was say I drink cool. And yes, I ain't no more school no more dear Nimu no more she business biano or more between my inna. Because no more Kasa. Oma dream ni ownership so. Oma dream of Brofaka so. And Oma dream was sir, because it brony structure na why day. Washisha. And I want to say, yeah, no so I timi be no so. Because as I see cannon, I no man ni hontino. Sa omo culture na omo kam Brofaka say, Bobo Sika Cassia Dino. Yen common temsa. Se be komu kura na unko sa mu na wo business na wo sha se na nkofo na de wealth spectrum, because the wealth system, the financial system that runs especially the West and Africa, who owns that system? Who are the owners? Who are the ones prospering in that structure? Nkofo na omo ya creative for lawyer for financial experts, investment analysts, consultants. The woman they say business now all cost of crime. Say koye na one person mu bie mu a nipa na omo sika free no na we hwan. Companies, institutions ben can be ayati ombrofo. The global capital market. And when they talk, they forget that somebody owns that wealth. That don't move the few more. Say, sa sikana mo ko je free ko si bro. Just say ya buy no so ko the same thing. To bonus yes Ghana they can say billions of dollars. And for the domoka, the same institutions. The full institutions now. The Ghana Japadi and a hold any and 50 in an yes, sweaty, me and Yakakra, Tafeta from here, the Bitoka Todana. When it comes to the ownership, the rare wealth in the spectrum, you are very few there. That is, if you are even there at all. To once yes, Ghana and anywhere in Tanawa, why would the company be near the camera tunnel, so they are general, which enables any upon them because one can't. Nimdiana yede hihye no woni bi tinkrofo hihye wi a de na be die animu na wa be ka broni brofo a kire ye ti o ma dwen nyina nim se o ma dwen no se sitie no kire so long as a brofo no e ba no mo do company ba no mo de so called capital no e ba no kire se Ghana economy but me mom de me hu ni se yes, a benya sika. Yes, a baby, human. But why sika? In fifth rainy, a brainy, and one emena koye. Who is becoming a billionaire out of that? Who could just Canada about mining sector, no problem. But who will be rich? Who could just Canada be baby hospitals, I can say, no problem. But who is the owner of that money? Who will be IT companies, I can say, but who is funding it? Because so long as they are funding it, it's not because Ghana is how. The bedroom by bedroom was a moon in a phone. Now, crash of one was Sebe. One more engineer near Kiosk Kurada. A fool one ye be that. School no coy. And a fan at Jumana were born home or they were ye Juma ye dear dinner dear Nimu. I won't name see as if Fabi be a ye dear and Cassa ye bread near ye here near I am 50 managina. Sa cratching here and answer Rabban, whom I mean, what you may be curious and I was a small business. Ya better and be a man. We a small business. Into most of whom you are no me be done. I would that's the so-called international business. I don't know. Or banner say what may be a company be a 100,000 a year, dear, or so the end, oh, you know, it's a very small business because as well, maybe that on the shoot in Russia. You try to guy. His mind is off ownership. You have been trained to lead these organizations. And many times, Womona air ton ye dealing in a microphone or medical fabric, no mumre, you know. Inti, see a pesica, a dear be a numa magana, numa ya casia, ne quanson. But why is he can hear copy? Quine buff a quire or more south fast or the idea sican, yes, I know man. To was a Ghana paying for any Ghana organizations, Africa organizations, I can say. I did so many soon in an say a pepsi brunini sican what the abishim na jumana yakese. Jumani yakese we are near DBM, I am possible media. The M5 ready a DBA and could didn't send. To bones a hotel, Casene Siwano, was a Ghana Diana first panel 100%, you know, and then Yakoja Brofusika, Ghana the 10% penny womb, the animal 90% Yanidia. To have held the child, oh, Ghana, yes, see, I can see you, and no more Ghana economy, which is true. But the economy more, who are the owners of the wealth that is being created? Who are the owners of the wealth? Intimi money hunkakeo. Yahweh, a cat for no Ghana. It's not just only the politicians, the consultant, the financial experts, those groups. Because mind you, I wanted to know, don't want to it only Mr. Cobronin, someone as a Ghana, and be okay. So money at Japan and these institutions named back Ghana, particularly more America. My opinion, they are possible formula no one at that one. The emphasis. I had no movie the feast on fashion and one year owner. Ye dear anybody in for base. Gold on him for the penya. To Anglo gold, ye dear animals are him for an benefit here. Him for an bow more. Or ye, and him for the discabishim, and him for the creative wealth. How many Ghanaian companies and who funded those companies? But you see, it's a language of Matima Chemwa, also Brunino, or just if you say Japan in India. And when you say, was so would be. So long as what Timania a million normal one city in audience is fair. That's what they call it equity. And Wunyana, you didn't go school. How call international finance, what course schools when you know you did be the organization, be a shen, sir. Say, yeah, buy organization, say a multinational organization. Not Jane, you need to say Ghana Bay on so. I worth, you didn't never be Ghana for some more. No. The only thing you say Ghana beat my paper, they said the one hand the draw on paper and sacra. So, go for the Aka in Akona, the Aka is a no money given. Was a monte to a demo or money, say, ye didn't also could do some year. So there's a big difference between seeing wealth and knowing who owns that wealth. And in our quest and in our haste to develop, we should make sure that the prosperity is in the hands of the Africans. Because we need there, maybe a year will be a natural. Already, institutions, you know, any Mara Washishe, and it's no money in a year, Jumama. So long as he had 3 and call for trim, oh, call this company or IFC, call Okaibama saying, come back, let's buy Gary, go for the America. And we business owner crowd has this year was a mobile to 2 physics. Oh, we can get you because maybe not me desire no money cheaper, check a crack. Now, the young guy back home, same. One was or a global financial engineer or something like that. It was somebody project to be a one could feel no macabo, my bit my best project, you know. Now, Omako Pesi can be no dia bro, no money, no crowd processing fee and Casa crying out. Now, and normal documents on Bibisa. Now, oh, yene koya, message Jomo, and Uncle Yesua, the Bia Basabe Chicha, Abeswao. Yemian and the dear Nimu, and is only revenue. and he was hankophone be brave. Now the air is mono trimuno. So long as I say what me project no any cut no. That's the benefit. And so long as we are not creating Ubers and Tubos, you will see a lot of this investment. A lot of this money is being injected in the economy. But 10 years, 20 years down the line, you will see that we're still not producing a lot of wealthy people. Because we see Brunei in Nisika Mawa. Nisika ma bibini se bibini ni beye. Nisika ma bibini se beye obeti ma fadi bibini no. And he said, you maybe or see a play this, or see a play this game at that level there. And then my dream said, Nipan or this kind of ban so here. And you say, yeah, and also a kick a boom. Nanya 100 million, a benya say benya 20 million, a fine on your boom. I see a benya 100 million every possible in chrome. Now we'll be fun, we'll be we don't know what sign is getting in everything. Chile will be a one is uncle for winning a year, you might tell me. The catcher is over here and do us and one year. Because we didn't ye DNA. Tembia was a growth for no, I know what your company no the aba. No, as what any muka cry and the pen no more carbon. And you see, the sad thing is that, as a matter of fact, maybe say a lot of these our people who have gone to so-called international schools and financial experts who have never begun any business before, international finance consultants without any entrepreneurial backgrounds will always sell us. And the sad thing is that if they become officials who manage the economy, it's a whole different thing. So wealth spectrum. To Jumana economy. In fact, so you be as I say, 10,000 a day. Also about we want international partners be. You bet me the $50 million of the shames is here. You say Ufa nipa 100 be a Ufa nipa 100. It is as can be shema. With my nipa 1,000 for both around home. So hey, me pa many. Hey yo. I mean, some maybe so I want to say. Won't we know? This is kind of him for there. Ye DNA could be him for himself. And Titia, ye dear my young no Marco school is a ye dear my answer my home. So long as on Benyon baby cacros. Into one of the ways somebody fire Japadian on Bino. It was a company now as a gun and in a DNA more right. But won't only say back. Do boys also how many Ghanaian companies are doing $1 million today? $1 million now Brunei did this garbage and again here only and Kenya one. Because over train a mojen in Adia or the car for the brave. But I'm train a mojen and a da over from no, but catching in company and go for years of the musical. Hold your tramp for your channel. Say a more companies ban a yak a sack is your I tell you, say the young go back to me as a move. The Chinese economy can be a bit conform. It will tank. Into what they were school, no international business, or international business, we international business, natural. Sabia will be the animal to your chief executive. We are something. I said, I make because I call him New Yorker. But why is our manner for the last 30, 40 years? What is the worth? What's the worth? You didn't know. Why not ye dear Nako did this? I could have once. You don't have a journalist for your couple of weeks. Your money just I don't know. So money need ye dear so money they don't believe that people should be the owners of the wealth. Look at the way they write their things, the way they report. The way they've been educated, the economics that they've been taught, the management that they've been taught, the economic, the financial something that they've been taught, the international consultancy that they've been taught. Look at it. None of them is asking the questions, where is the wealth? Whether it's a Ghanaian who is fronting the business or the shareholders of that company, who owns what? the wealth spectrum. In Tennessee, any jikeko, saying go be a bagana ha. Ye near J, ye bosse. Now you see a ton in Newmont to another Chinese company, $1 billion. And I know so my yeah, you go, no, go for air faddy ye. Yeah, ye near J. Until Kiana will be emphasis, I mention a business, so a small business. It won't come a beer. In Yazak, actually say, we hear Bruni be more as son in the business net me a conning. To both says the moment you because we hear Bruni be more after the business, let's start to say be a pebbles and a Bruni. Nebra, bring it out, a china boss and not to baby. Was he Bruni this kind of money in me a warrior business? A different from so this kind of will be. And yet the same with that. Only in your summer so business na canon. Anyone never win your summer so business canon different. At the call for Marco school, no. In Titiana Yadiama Womono, they look out for the interest and the prosperity of those who train them. So who is owning the wealth in Africa? Who? We are branch or ha, memo one in Yikeke. So box site in Ohio 7 the war. Why is he carried the shame? Who is the investor? Diamond no, why is it? And he said, the more our money do music, should be baby government bonds in the idea. The more normal say, and the more soon as ye dear Nico do munse. And the more you incur for no umbe you make a kenny at your muka, ye did in my answer. And I'm saying that those people that they sent to all these international business schools who are leading our company, our countries and institutions, among families say, Sikaninians. And who tell the alcohol a dread bobia his own Sikasa. That go away, you had to say and grow away a Juma in the area. From a crowd about convincing. It's better to own 1% of something than to own 100% of something that is matters who is giving you the 1%. Is the 99% in the hands of your own people or in the hands of those who have taken enough? So the origin. Yes, sir. Catch you for no mark tony. And I'm more convincing. And so back to the interview. So I told him that yes, these are businesses. And they don't have to follow these structures that these other people have in order to be called businesses. That's how most structures nobody at all. So long as a business no be and conform be a business perfect. But saying obisi obe invest here we hire. Na ni onya sika no what they quite. Bisame. Go your had or more wrong or more car wa fan for abeti. E bia onya ntibi. Imi anu bebre build business e dru ba bia so no akasa timi pem no hokono. Ye dia shit him say here capital it's wo bo say akra na akoje. Ti bedru ba bi no business na wan kasa start here na fa nya odi abiem. There are a lot of major corporations like Ghanaians that started here and only sale. Somebody told them the format that they taught them in school, which was devoid of ownership, of wealth ownership, because they didn't want to be described as a small business. They wanted to do big figures. It's good when you're doing big figures, but how much is for you? And the rest, who is taking them? The prosperity in Africa. They say no more these instruments, no AGS can. It's one way now started projects, you started business, who ye BB. Mmerɛ na wode bɛdi akyire na wama business na gyina no bɔ sɛ nkurɔfoɔ yi a saa consultants ya wo time bia bɔ sɛ na wɔyɛ presentation na wotwerɛ no ɔma na ɔma ba ha bɔ sɛ time bia so ɔmo yɛ aborɔfo bi organization bi na ɔma ba wobɛbrɛ saa information bi a wɔ business no bi ɔmɛgye in the name so ɔmo kɔ akɔpɛ consultant ɔmo kɔ akɔpɛ investors de abrɛ and almost all the time so our investors no nyina so mfiri to once a time na also the business na chi na wo de obo first wo bo aboso na wo ye adwuma te na adwuma ni bie no once na convince wo say oh baby odu no aye ye kopem krofo bi free California bra na o mo sika ire to once we go hard first man no fire pa but krofo dey 50,000 bi bread no ano and ye dia trim say hia mo they said they are to aban for Africa nyina mu say time be also me bre musika so World Bank bem IFC bem one JICA one German something mu nyina so efidie sika na o nyina be fa akọ o mu meboaye because science ma make I say no kura bezi go mo di aba they say yedie no wo hanse eni as say na yedie no wo hanse even a businessman akese so man we companies I can say omo yerbo so na consultant for ya be value business no more inflate some figures yes ye benya buy be am the papa na the business ni ye no ene the business na ye na ya man 10% pe oni say wo enyo no choose the board chairman, the MD, the finance, he doesn't have any say. The only thing that you see is them for the public because they convince him that they could value the business and bring in some kind of investors. What was the interest of these investors? Some investors no mo and am different no mucho money so mo say we tuntuma o dwen say so obu so miam so fatia wo the trim no nim say wo kra wo nim yansa to obi wa dwuma mu no ye nka say wo hia sika but don't be desperate. The wealth to your business na ko nim sebe ya yedie no be ka wo nanam nsem to ko bi so me ba be to machines abro me broni bi tam bi aso yo broni ma dafu bi o ye broni o sika pa o de $2 million be ba na ho pre say a me was say machine bi kwa nka wo hia $2 million de e bi a 300,000 de kwa nka wo betima abomode ato ama produce the same capacity. There are two teams that tell you here more. Two deals all pro say you what team 50 at ne autonomy nyina mo. Umba mu we person boss no mo be feature boss no raise value no the every that feel boss o kakra wo mu kwa na ayira. So whose money are they giving you? Because that person is the one benefiting from the wealth, not you. You have become an employee in your own business. To money, say desperate. And yes, yes, it's how we've been taught and conditioned to think about these things. I never team 50 no problem. But don't be so desperate. And don't worry about those people who are trying to classify and value your business as nothing. You don't need them to tell you that your business is doing $100 million, $1 billion. It doesn't mean anything. So conditioning no my ya anti so ni nyete on be fa bibia wa chechire no. Because of you how was say oh me modern hospital unko na nko fosika no abeji anhim. Omo more say than him. Sika wo jeje me ha nyina wode ko. Obi abie modern friends portrait farm. Akwaje kwase broni sika bi no de ahim sika nyina e ko do. obi so ɔyɛ mining company na nka ɔyɛ adeɛ o afei yɛ ka kyerɛ sɛ o meti yɛbɛtumi ama investors ni afei wasesa no nyinaa na ɔde kɔ ɛnɛ ebi akɔtwitwa court because the only means ɔmo ba bi a ɔmo dwen sɛ yɛ no the way ɔmo dwen yɛ ho yɛ different ɔmo dwen sɛ yɛ gibi ɛna ɔso so dwen sɛ ɔde nyansa asɛrɛ ɔmo tem bia no kora obi anka no nyina nti de tɔkwa bɛba India for kora yɛ bi kyerɛ yɛn China for ɔmo yɛ bi kyerɛ yɛn aborɔfo deɛ ɛnim ɔmo nso ban so ɔmo yɛ so the wealth in as much as you want to grow, don't sell your birthright. When you say, "Oh no, money yes, you can," they said you almost go. But you go for no matter to no modity organizations, name no. The consciousness is zero. We are no more Africans. Meshiabi. The interest is not in our growth like that. The interest is in their profile. So they are happy to meet them and to come and subjugate their own people with those monies. And so we need to, if you so need it, be watching money na ho. So mo scam watching na ho. You any me pump sika ni bebre abegugu ya de achecha ma mo na ye adwuma de fidi omo. To bo so be ye adwuma na se adwuma no kura e ko nanim kura no still sika nya odia. Drew baby omo be catch us okra mo to afim because shares na omu nsa. Because bro ni form na wo di akira. Unruda. Tienye ho. So your mind is so desperate. If your business is doing something, if you so need money, pull your own people together. Pull your people together. Create your own. We say Ghana say muhian sika. Pull your own people. I didn't think I be out of sika. Because if you know this more, we hear dear no person on a benefit in your. This is gonna the brother. Yes, what the brothers what the picture of our home. But certain beyond at the end of the spectrum, they have the financing. And they always make you feel like you need their system to create wealth. Not necessarily. You need their machines, not necessarily. You need their technology, not necessarily. You need their market, not necessarily. Because if they control your technology, the money, they control the market, you have a say. Only say, yeah. And then the echo sui, they say China force and go for in a control BBI China and go back crash. It be your game, you were sick of Obi Brewa. Omo de omo sa kwahyehyɛ saa no ma ne nyinaa sɛ adwuma no ne din na ɛda so kɛkɛ. So ye die ne ne ninsa. Kasi bro ni to New York, on sika no woni sɛ. Na nkɔfo na motete omo ne saa. Let's go and float shares, something. Let's go to international market. Let's go and but on. I don't know the economy be do something. Same on tete no because we didn't cheer. What a fidie no was sumo. Especially so in the pattern. Only you are more deliberate are different. Inti be your dream. Any time be now he'll be bosia. Any time be now he'll be more. Any time be na war mombo. That's all here be grana. Yeah, yanke kayen sase. Yen kamom ni enye bibi dan time be na o se ekoji kosibro ni sika. Oho bi sika. To de ni sika na it is the other bank sika ye adwuma. Na ni sika na boarding. Wono na ye adwuma ma na onye wo. They also entrepreneur, well then they would one over. So 100,000 now if it was only 40%, and I won't fast away. Over so easy. The show you know, was this in schools or I coach international concern or more toy. Instead of them to tell us that ownership is key, appropriate technology is key, our own management structure is key, they are always bombarding us with international standard, international protocols, international something, international is also a abrofobe. I be boa wo. It is still almost fine. More fine mum sa to bonza wa yezi amoye because maybe grofo bi tray letter said then that business no no man aye no mum fa yemfa me kire mum say ni mari ko ho o my questions bi o mum bi say bi atim say nyansa sem bi information o mo pa free ho keke ube di akire say time na so dey your business na bonza na dey o machi no man more feel say what dey no enough, it's not adequate, it's small. And you need them to blow your company. Listen, if you're in Ghana and you've been able to build a 1 million Ghana cedi company, company a year 1 million a year, why are they? One could join one could join one now, yeah, Jumana morning home. But you union entertain or American catch yourself. How much is a million cedis? Is maybe $70,000 is nothing. Oh, I will go and get you investors. We are obey you man must invest all your life. We are what's happening. So continue. Wono na yede ne mekono. Ndi se wo hia nkrofo sika dia ene keka ho bom. Ene onu am nkamo. Na mo am fa sika chem. Na ya brene se hia broni, abroso. Energy sector kwasi broni na abefa nyina. Ya porto kra kwasi broni. The banking sector kwasi broni, mo dia mo ko be construction. Apartment akesi almost see bebre no kwasi broni na description. Ye nuanom na die ne mo no mo nam no mo ko international hwan wo kwa ro de gold na ko. Concession. Equity hwan sa. One ni nua na ya different o. One na ya entirely different. So you are not inadequate. So person no mo ye adwuma hu madwen, suo madwen, so mo se dwem fa wo. To mo can be bia obeti asientem. We are too green, too naive, too vulnerable. We are too brainwashed. Really does not matter their level, where they went to school, where they have worked. A lot of our people are brainwashed. So person oye bibi oni krom just okosrese abrofo ansa na otimi aye oti abrochire. You know, I want to go to Ghana and help the hospital in my village. Can you help me with computers? So the time I was stressed. Can you help me with hospital beds? I don't know ngasa mo ngeka de umiti mabomu na mo ambe beds no wa. Tembia. Tibozo na mo vulnerable. Osofo peso osi asore dan. Tembia wo twere broni bi o wa brochire. Na so ntimi mfa block nsi dan a. Yesu ano na efrem bi atakwame. Wo to cement kakra na de afrem. No wa twa block fe ni ka se yesu ano na yetimi de nan o mu etwitwa na tie ne sa na tie ready bi. Na ye de nsu agusu ne ye de na wo mu sa na ye pe o mo twa bi se na etwa na block. Wo de si dan wo betimi de asi wa sorry dan osofo. Yes, they say wo da wo twem broni so no no kokeka nkofo mum no fa sika na mero. There's a time bia no yeti mo. But obi de bibia to yetrim say there be one na wo so be boa no obenya wo nua no so. Ko je pounds bosia o de abaha. Ba ye adwuma nyina na o san sesa sika ko to yakosi broni ka. And they are always telling us that we are playing small. We are not playing small. So the wealth spectrum, who is controlling it? Who has the financing? Who has the financing? To your business about the sound you animal bamboo pet. No, I don't know. It be a government officials. They won't need 3 million was a foreign bid at this Gabriel. Tembia. It's a baby on Beji. Oman can know that. Because ye nyini ye di ma yensem. Tambia also be ne. It's amazing. The wealth spectrum. Because the Tambia woman in Amho was a China and Yakora, the Mekai, Madame for Baconi Freno. Friends, China, any boy be an hour, Madame for 1 many years. Tambia only open investors or people be no the vision. Look, there be, I got Gabby. Take it to a visa. Mining machines, buses. Koye bi grab omo because we terms also be boy, you know, big science. And we were made to feel like that. The kakra ukuta na the kwa koye processing. Se be ye benya funding. And I say credit line. So investors. Na the ya na say do di nyina so anye yeso. Do sika kakra go anu na wasa de akosho. Asasi kare so de Asasi kare so de see your body dey say wrongly. So, the honor of a canon, the nam. Yang, and it was issue. So, the wealth spectrum. We are the ones to pay attention. Pay attention. And that's over bread at 50 a back sikaka senwa. Na young for that as yes as a more. And pass the best amon. You won't say, there are a lot of big businesses or more. Or send come but their business is nedruno. Or send Ghana for the only business, no. But we come no major shareholders, no. They are brofukroya. Brofukroya. Because we know him says so I'm a far waiting this car. Waiting the abishim. Abomodia San Jacacrane or some nephew. Because some music be anywhere so moody. Yes, no. More than enough. Na no crow mun say o ma say training crowfobi o mo na atete o mo ye ju mu di papa to mo aye adwuma He said you'll be turn insurance, you know. Yeah, tell us on turn insurance, ma'am. The go for the ones that don't know. Oh, yeah, Juma Massa international corporations now. Oh, ye dealing in an homogeneous home quantum neighbor. To me, I don't be the same thing over here. Have be did you anymore? You come. You know, no more Casau teachers. Do these people understand worth ownership? Did they? And do they even believe? Say, I ain't for now. Say, you didn't survive in Semana. And I said, the one year is that we are creating jobs for them. We are creating jobs for us. No, it's not just jobs that we want. We want ownership. We want worth. You know, say, in Semana. Tambia be share be was one of the Tambia of international investors, international partners. Tambia and Groovy. Won't pay local partner. No number buy mu who paid a DOT, one BP PPP. Sa Tambia would just a connection be out the actually. More toye. My sa Ghana for saying I you. Another force na ye was a Bruno ma had that so company ni any dia because microphone no any di kakra na obinya na chi dan said microphone be and a lot of our people have been trained that way, especially omo go school omo did no man anymore ha mutrimu nyina ne se kwasi Bruno ko teska na o so ni mission onim so this kind ba ye di ne ma wonsem home propro no and be ba wonsem ba ye di ne de in the spectrum of worth. The worth is the one who is bringing the money. You get it? Never forget that. Tembia idea na mne pacho. From music camera. Tembia. Inya ba ko bi empe. The worth spectrum. So if the worth is not staying with us, then we have to think twice. If you are not the major holders of that business, the owners of that business, you should think twice. It's not right. So when you attend the I'm going to but you're not the owners. The real worth is with the owners. So my name is Kwabno Bendako. And at the end, the M say, meaning, say, and some bow, say, the area who sends to Nabaswa, Yamenga Yakuma. Bano Crenno. Crenno. Commanding sector, Koegana for Koya Hosicano Mudiabishim. Would be any moon keke. You know, to Land Cruiser. Asa? You didn't know cow horns. So, you didn't conquer for them. It was near Jeho Ghana and then Jesse Jensen. Say, okay, wait a more Jehonia and the one is Ghana there. Who has the final say? Because the owner is the one with the final say. Do we have the final say? If we don't, we are not the ones who are getting worthy. So I was just Sana. Oh yeah, okay, Cabo, my know you among the Gamumbi. And yet 10 be out will be. The 10 be out the old China copy investor. Banchika crowd person, oh yeah. Actually, won't let any documents. Actually. Hey. There are 2 months I would enough. 2 months of Coco General that to Land Cruises were ha. Hey, your boy see baby out of you. Bo pressa, bones was a businessman who were connected to Canada. I was Brofubino Macoja. Zopeso can confound the boomer. Any insurance be Sakika and 1 bomb. Now, this is Sika Juma, Nessicana try a mime. You say, yo, there's a one for penny for Jabo Fusicadi, we are was not article. 10 BR, the buffalo or versus a Scandinaco. Now, what is the answer to the one per se that no Korean American because the transactions will meet me in Canada here. Penny for one lose the Oman Brapon, you know, because of this thinking, because they were shallow. They thought the people were thinking of them the same way. So how do you enter now? My no money be black with your own. To both always I say, Okrumu, you are here. Wait my turn, I didn't know 1,000 and I said 10,000 when you're fast. And so they come over. Okay, JV. We are both an offer. Ye didn't quite once. You mean quite chilly. You say, but now was a cry fair, it's not gonna have 1 year there. You need say the out. Ye dear echo so woman or say a mind for it here. Simple as that. And if you don't have worth, you don't have power. So if they want to make you powerless, then they will control the flow of wealth. Was a one anchorage for you know, when I don't know, maybe a human and him for Maduma. And your mother. Moka society. In your mother. In your money chichery. Yeah, a bit much chichery now, says he cannot. In here, Bisa, and as in Yabicura. To me, fat or mono. Yeah, a bit much chichery and cajon. Moka just a small business, informal. The F4 man as well, any uncle for a teacher, will be not teaching no good anymore. What my teacher cacram on in your home? Because the ones with worth are the ones with power. And not the one leading that organization. No, it's the owner. It's the owner. So long as you are talking about Adam Wanga Cacram. What to be our bank? I was a branch and I will know where you know how you turn a cacram. One only mamma or Diviano person and the Cassette said, you will not cry before mamma. 10 be a bank for Cassette said, you will carry your money on before. I don't want Baba. So we will come there and we will give you loan at what cost? Or Cassa was also cried you Then a normal so see your mono because in the clear attitude. You are so the term is not for you. You don't own the bank. Even those who own the bank, the funds are not coming from them. And they will always make you a owner of your business, no, as if you are not enough and insufficient. Or bread of 300,000 or you man what bread all these years no need to or Casa. It shouldn't be so. It shouldn't be. We are branded, we are banker, you know, the company Bianoa. We share will be on one building the business out. For needy man, who the didn't name Keke Opus or yet said, oh no, who will be our teacher business? Prawa Breno. Would the company be any more Ghana? How would representative officials men young to say they own our teacher business? No one is out there. We shall me there, Michelle, my boy, Fukura. So, Mr. Cassad is all I'm saying, I will pay as a. Oh, your own, you know, okay, so you are self-employed, you have done something which is very good. I'm saying, we'll pay as a. If you are also capital, to was it? And would drink a crack. When your own, sir. It's just leading the company that is stopped. But seem to be not what time we have or Colande Bacoban, I don't know who you're gravy. When you're low, be talk about them, no, your mortgage be told. Eh? Maybe I singing, I don't know. On tea, the asset, and intro your masoro. When you are holding Yansa, I would a chichi ye dear, go share what in your yebina. Go be bread once, yes, Yansa. Surprisingly, those people don't think like that. And they are the ones who go to lead all these organizations who sell us. So we are talking of ownership. Ownership. But that is where the game is changed, not you fronting. So, when you had us all be a business offer, memo found to form. Then share government official be a Ghana buying a money, Juma man found to form. 10 be as a shop also. Oh, we will help you. Oh, you know, I'm going to be out person to say, oh, money. Oh, don't worry, we will give you access. And they always make you feel like you're insufficient. You have not done well. And they have not done it. What you have withstood, what you have put up with, many of them cannot. And you are not in the same rank with somebody who has taken a fight that you cannot. You're not in the same class. So, but in Titiania, they are telling no. They are 2 dreams or no, so crowd of us wasn't why would you teach you, man. So the piano now. We shall on himself, Jack. The bay what? You know, we will see what we can do for you. Ukoji bank is a ubro. Granted, on 1 year here, I know, you know, we will see what we can do for you. So deflative. And that's the tactics that they all use. That's why they told you that you need investors all the time. And that's why they have taken your wealth. To here, let's collaborate. Yanka your home. Sika kese ne yanka se bitmaye. Na yenya se ye pesika kese de aje se ko broni ho. Se ko China ni ho. Se ko Indians ho. Mu wi ana sika ni nyina asa akodi o munsem. Na still ye di mate. Enye no kwanso no. So build it. We need owners, not employees who are fronting, purporting to be serving us, but serving the people who train them. We need owners. So I want to say thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. So wealth spectrum. Is the guy who wants him? All right. Oh, okay. So you can join us. For sanity. Okay, I'm a papa. You sorry. And I can't have many hours. And you sorry. I can bet 2 hours. And I want to have hours. So yeah, 2 hours. 2 hours. 1, 2. No, you sorry. Sorry, I say. Habib.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine.
We've been running up and down.
That's right. It means you're making a lot of money.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
I've been joining, just that I'm unable to make contributions.
No problem at all.
Yeah, thank you very much. Prosperity in Africa still remains an illusion. Because if you look at the structures that has been kept in place regarding how or the flow of wealth in Africa, Africa is very wealthy, just like you have said. But then, at the end of the day, where does the wealth go? I think that was what struck me so hard Unfortunately, some of our people don't understand some of these dynamics, that they are part of the reasons why the same people who milk Africa are the same people who turn around to say Africa is poor, Africa is backward, and so on. Africa is uncivilized, and so on and so forth. Meanwhile, you depend so much on Africa. And it all boils down to the mind. It all boils down to the mind. And you see, the white man's system starts capturing you or starts conditioning you immediately you are born. Immediately you are born, the conditioning begins. So it is not surprising that somebody who has worked all his life, built a business, will now go to a white man to look for help, because that is what we have been conditioned to think. And even if you look at our leaders, that is the same story. They are not different from us. The thinking is the same. I've not seen. They are not different from us. The thinking is the same. It's just like some of them, you and I know how they rise to prominence. You and I know. Some of them ride on the back of religion. Others ride on the back of tribes and ethnicity. Others even ride on the back of conflicts, misunderstandings, and wars to get there, and not because they merit it. And there are others who find themselves over there because they have the money to pay their ways through, or they have the resources available to them, and not because he has anything to offer. And so at the end of the day, sometimes when you listen to some of our people who are expected to think well, if you look at the poverty of intellect that they display, sometimes when they speak, you wonder how the person got to that level. It's not their fault, because that is what the person has been conditioned to be. Because even in childhood, you can attest to the fact that if a baby is crying, they give him a baby doll to keep quiet. The last time I mentioned this, the color of that doll is usually white. So even at that stage, you are conditioning the child to see that solace is in the white man, because you are using a light-skinned person to console the child. If that child grows up, he will go to IMF for support. There is no doubt. There is no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. And now, as the child grows through school, none of his heroes are mentioned. None of his heroes and the things they have done is mentioned throughout. The person finds himself in a certain religion. Some way, somehow, you are born and you inherit a religion, and some way, somehow, all other people are lost except you. You are the one who has inherited the right God. And we haven't even paused for a moment to think about it. If you are born to an imam, the chances that you will be a Muslim is almost 100%. If you are born in a Christian home, so yeah, oh yes.
I mean, is that so?
Oh yes. Oh yes. If you are born in a Christian home, the chances that you will be a Christian is almost 100%. So at best, yes, it's almost 100%. Because before you are old enough to decide for yourself, you've been conditioned. So you are unable to think for yourself. If you are indoctrinating people with teachings like, this world is not my home, I'm just passing through. If somebody believes this world is not my own, it's not my home, or it's not my own, I'm just passing through. What is the person doing with ownership? What concerns such a person with ownership? He is just passing through.
Have you?
Now tell me why this person should own something and pass it to his next generation when his focus is to go to heaven.
Have you?
Mr. Obendako. The person is just passing through.
Yeah.
So you see, sometimes I cannot blame our people for the way some of our people behave, because the conditioning is so difficult, and you see, it is so subtle that if you are not very critical, you will not see it. So those of the people who are attacking you are people who don't see the things. They don't see it because the thing is so subtle, it's subliminal. So you are not even aware of it, even though it is happening. But it is happening below your level of awareness. So you are not conscious. For us as a people, where we stand now, I don't think there is something we do without the white man, especially Ghana and Nigeria. Look at what is happening in Burkina Faso. And you tell me we cannot survive without these people. Never. It's not true. That young man has proven beyond reasonable doubt that Africa is capable. If not, why are they all coming? They are all coming to Africa. Some of them are the superpowers. They are fighting over Africa. If you look at it critically, this one is concerned what this one is doing in Africa. He's also concerned, why are you also in Africa? Why are both of you in Africa? Can't you leave Africa alone? What is it about Africa? Like I said the other time, Africa is the only continent that doesn't need any other continent. When I say this one, you can quote me anywhere. Because what is it that Africa doesn't have? I made a small vegetable farm last year. This year, when it started raining, everything is germinating back. I didn't plant it. Very few countries have something like this.
Wow.
And you tell me a continent like, in fact, the last time you spoke about Africa living in abundance in Africa. In fact, we live in abundance. In Africa, we live in abundance, no doubt. Very few countries are blessed with what Africa has. Unfortunately, I'm sure it is part of the reason why they have told you that you don't send this wealth to anywhere. Arrange your properties in heaven.
So it's useless.
I don't know whether there are. Yes, it is useless. Yes, because you see, I see it. Yes, I see it as a crime to tell people that there is a better place than here. That is why we are spoiling this place. If you tell somebody there is a better place than where you are, he will spoil where he is currently. And so, because of these backward teachings, we are spoiling the beautiful country that we have been given. We are spoiling it because and there is a better place than here, where you are going to walk on gold. Yes.
Do you know if you study the universe?
Yes.
The solar system and all this, the constellation. If you really think that, so is it only the Earth that is going to be destroyed, or all the universe?
My network.
Yes, I was saying, if indeed the Earth is going to be destroyed, is it going to be destroyed in addition to all the other solar systems, the various, the galaxies, the universe,
the other planet, or it is only the Earth that is going to be destroyed?
That's a good question.
Yes. There are so many questions that this religion and other people do not have access to. There are so many philosophical questions that they cannot answer. And so that is why they based on belief. You just have to believe. You can believe you can carry a 2-bedroom house on your head. We don't have problem with you. But what we know is that you cannot carry it. So knowledge and belief are two different things. Knowledge is based on empirical evidence. Belief is based on supernatural power somewhere. A certain confidence you have in a certain deity. That is your personal decision and your personal problem. But where it gets to a point where you want to harass other people that they should also come and follow you. If not, your God will burn them in hell. we have problem with that. And so the work is big. And I don't know why some of you have chosen to do this. The volume of work that is there to liberate our people is not small. It's not small. It's serious. It looks like after you are like this Saturday, you've spoken a lot. Tomorrow we'll go for another brainwashing. We'll go for research. The work is difficult. It's difficult because the survival of the black race is a threat to the white race. That is the way I see it. Because the day we become conscious of ourselves is the day we economically disempower some people. And so some people wouldn't see that happen. They wouldn't have it. Look at all our leaders who stood and truly fought for Africa. You are either they either cause war in your country, they malign you, or they even eliminate you if necessary. And these ones we pretend we don't see it. It has happened all around us, but we are not seeing it. Even Kwame Nkrumah.
I mean, look at
yes, sir.
Burkina Faso. What is his crime? That he wants to develop his people. Now, people are saying,
that is his crime. He's abused human rights. Yes. Usually that is the nonsense. They usually tag the people with these human rights abuses. That's usually the first thing. Because you are a leader in your country.
Yeah. What is the crime of Nkrumah, or what was the crime of?
Yes. Because if the person is in his country, somebody has a sovereign nation with laws, rules, and regulations. Somebody has done something and he's being sanctioned, and you are saying he's violating human rights.
That's it. Because the wealth
and some people sit somewhere.
Yeah, the wealth must be in their hands. Not
yes.
Us.
Oh yes, because the white man feels that everything has to go through him in order to be validated, as whether it is good or bad. And so, thank you very much for solving that.
Yes, sir.
You are doing a great job. You are doing a great job. God bless you.
God bless you. Yeah, that's it. Habib. Habib, no, Professor. Sounded here. Professor Kasa. Prof. Dante Kasa.
Is that been? Yeah, that was it. Me, Baro me Kasa. Yeah, that was it. And addition, wealth spectrum. I say higher spectrum sini na onkofo na ji o. O ma ji higher spectrum no. Look at it. Africa developed Ghana, Dini, Africa, Dinkan, but we are not the shareholders. Majority shareholders, and yeah. Yes, sir. Uba money baby. Yeah, the idea to so, but the ownership is not ours. And the Uhe nation in Ukraine and the continent now is being owned by somebody. But we are just like tenants, employees. Be a creative wealth for somebody, and that is what we. And it's so sad. In fact, recently, me a minister no finance was say mama no chairman of the board of ECOWAS then. Me on Facebook and one of his goals he said, obey invite these non-foreign countries, almost shareholders. And I had me before and I say, all right, or the yes, I call. Into most of the things that we claim say, you know, the real owners, no, the animal keke. The real owners. In the even kaya idea. External debt, also saying the domestic one. Yes, you have myself. Minister, no come mind. It's very serious. You have minds. We say even Yamfa, even Asante. Yeah. Yɛmfa asante nyɛ adeɛ. Pɛ sɛ yɛwɔ Kumasi Asante Kotoko, Accra House of for football, for entertainment. But I don't any Ashanti gold fields are brokers in the own mining. Why are we not having Accra gold fields? Why not that? I don't know any there and some put the Quebec pool resources. Whether every Ghanaian be a home and abroad, young family, then I am running mines. Why can't we do? But football, they bet my yet me for football. Neither be a was say the who boma your collective resources, any collective intelligence, no, is greater than anything else. Saying before Ghanaians said the who boma, your collective resources need intelligence, no country.
That's right.
In fact, they say even so-called Ombe University, I said they are able to recoup their investment. That shows a wealth in if they can invest and recoup their investment with all the benefits it is, then why we then talking ourselves say, you ain't mean kind of home, something. Why can't we finance it? Why can't we fund it? It's so sad. In fact, you training me. Sometimes I reflect as a teacher. You normal class say you ask for funds or development partners. Yeah, but can you school into the who crama? Obia who are there? You
go pay development partners.
You go say, just say, Omudi Akanya home poma ye jitum say it is a normal thing, a practice. All because you're not conscious as Africans. Ya jia tumu na yes hane manokra ya jidi say but omuni hokra yentimi nye. This is what they have done to us. Now ba niema bi to say ye de no so wa omo che say eba ye ne aye wolf na omo kire ma ye use words a downplay ye. But omo kire words because omo kire words new tones that you use words you downplay any idea, they uplift to omo no. That is what they have taught us. In the Ebina now, we had a small business, a small micro and small business, informal. Say, they use words, a downplay, they lift to omo up. In the Amaya, no, not your default, you and this is what they have taught us. And it's so sad. Sometimes we share a whole nation now. We are just working for somebody else. We are just building a system for people to own. Yeah, they answer, oh, a higher and who owns it? Who has claim to the asset? When they own, who has the claim to the assets? Sometimes it be so until what's baby a hawk. Now, the answer, only nam keke. That is all you want, and that's what you want.
No more
even this is local, for develop and no I the car out of it and say, I am Raho. Or 2 foot trogu and he say he's having a better life when he doesn't own anything. The Obiano is debt that he's paying. It's somebody who owns it. And just home and abroad, we are just working for somebody. We don't own any wealth. We are just the whole scope. I say we are saying in Namukeke. The support to be so creative wealth. Yes, and heaven. That's all we are thinking it. But somebody didn't himself wealth is for control and power. Even the religion he's doing the same thing with it. He's using it to control and get power. He's not using it for anything else. In the that is it. What do you near Bahon say? They say they create your wealth. As small as it is, we should be proud of it. They working together, we can, but your collective intelligence, your resources, no white person can be greater than that. In the moment is helpless again, no more say to me, you're helpless, you're powerless, you're needy, you hear more, you hear there's a debut here more no cry, they say here you am well, you hear brony be more. Yeah, will be somewhere. Oko African, even you cry. if you go to AU, most of the funds now, money is coming from them. And you be say AU and I European Union. You share meeting as yeah, they are there in us. Yeah, Ghana budget. Say buy also Ghana. Yeah, consensus. Also economic forum. Abrofi wo hobby. Let me say. Na Trump yeah the name. Biana. Omo yeah the ho. Omo yeah the. Yeah budget. Revenue, tax revenue. Line and so funding for investors. But now we know we are the investors. Now we know. In fact, some of us we have group our teachers. Yes. And they are make a teacher be say group who be make a chance on for dinner to say the investor.
That's right.
So you create a friend the bank. We are. And that is what we should do. We are not expecting anybody from somewhere else to come and give us funds. We are not expecting anybody. Our free baby now the fans your resources now you be organize, you be managing yet many be at the invest it. And that is what we should. As you're proud of ourselves. And man, somebody as you we are say be boa broni bi no die na no omutia kakakra na de brofo. Just say odwen ho kra say enkofu omuti sika yi omuti yedi ase. Why would I brof with a job? Somebody's job. And then you'll be the creative job. Now we'll brofo for that. Will be now amount fans now they are bad now they are no the young guy be to her or try to produce Chaco. I like it so much. But look at the system. Obi want to take advantage of this little boy. Car or kakra na ka young boys be or their koto phone na ko dia be say no na dey or the investing creative job. But nobody is there to help that guy. But send on DJ Nyame, he should not give up. Because I will give up. I bet say many of the young what do? They go to buy phones, they go to buy data. No more lambashi politician, lambashi everybody. That is what the graduate does. Complaining, say me we school and farm yes. But never break outside or person so that nobody wants to, and nobody should give up. We should know the system. The system, nobody is going to give you help. Nobody is coming to you. Why manage you never ye? Now why are strong? Na kakra bia obetim bia I am koso nye. Is over here that was it. Ni bia ni ode my any there. We are much grateful. Na saka. Yes, we are ho ode ni nyansa nyina ka de bakwa akodi o machi. Na ka de bo omo. No, the creative wealth man. Na pride here who say oh, me managing director, I'm a operations manager. I am this. There's a obia there were creating na all the pride. Or no who pay promotion. Well, he's not after promotion. It's about the wealth of the place. It's not after promotion. Who promotion? May you say you're promoting to say general manager. That's how I know. But yeah, no, baby, I've been on my totally towards no. But yeah, that's the the I've been buffy. And who born question is now need my dear with the other was it.
Shout. I think, bro, that's it. Let me shout. Wow. Okay. It was so. I can't cry.
Good evening, Stobe.
Yes, I was.
Upon my Obiawe.
Obiawe.
Mama Rich, who are there?
Yes, sir.
A team for a chairman. I train you, sorry, idiot. No, yes, you say who they were.
That's it. So for me.
Who be anyone near you? What are the topic be our topic? Would say very, very deep. We say, well, share our who's a sanity and so sad no more. As I say, no, physically, no, Omunya near my baby. Almost shed china, pushy a crack. Say, we knew you have a cocrana, Omona shed china, I knew you. And you are no send it, baby, I can say 500 years, yeah, Muna. Almost started so more years. I'm by aquam, just a bit piano. You see, yeah, you send you to sit here because we shall go for you to say, to say ye threat more quite be as to quite be on the first one the other to form the who make you say baby oh now shy it me say can cry was saying to me and my in Kenya say you know into your mass and cry because the antina I don't hear that from crash still almost say me because only see a my just say to me never be the Nancy credit as a to come the first one me and dear sir. Now so far as you use almost system dear to say the outcome we can't beat them at their game unless you change our almost system and changing it there. And I look at things national yeah they be change to say a man for come once and so because say more the authority more positions that can change these things, you know. Come simple, but a very clear say, and Yama be on and fact systems na ye use no and ye culture and why Yama be bree and so no. Who say penny be as to take come once and that. Make up penny make come on did this and Yaman in na will be to me a chin. Say, dear, because I would you know, we make us near the abit me a chin, you know. You hear some years economy there a bedding. She said you can a team for say na BBC we bar near support to near can near quite around sa say crack and individuals na near bomb so because as soon as can see also we probably bring one more companies more they have no control more said you can just say skaka create the more na say companies no just one tia no and you dia the woman no almost shares is so shares is a woman, send you on our control. Yeah, anybody was at our position, almost so crass. Uncle for that, you know, in Bibiano. I only had your matter for so many quite just add and never quite just near money, you know, like I would want to go to me your BB Kakra. The dear question idea, come here, long baby. I'm fast for building and one other fast was a nest. You know, one baby dad, I said you can no macron the request. Oh, you may see. Or no about, you know, fun sooner they or by a system they say. So far as I use almost system, no dear, any young changes to say. It is a sisters. I want to see a boy tree. They say you change those so many systems are. I mean, a drew baby AJ. I go for my own to say no. I wouldn't know. And let me see. I'm saying one of the platforms also about a guy where a chief lay owner. We'll be some question about. I say, yeah, African is the next.
Yeah.
Because they say we share all continental population wise, no, all of them are growing. We share yeah, and by 2050, no, you're still vibrant. Young people are ever at that continent, no, be anyone was adding the beam. You see, it's not more money. No. Like there's the time I can see opportunity near keep it me. I try pass and keep it me. I think the IBB by use almost systems. They are bit me. One almost IBB. They are no one abuse. We could school and one HRO. HRO. Sa systems not use. But they say, oh, fast because we shall go for you. Say scan no more. Scan no more the IBB. Omo nyehwe kakra na be wo no so a obi na kai kwadwo besia nti omo so no eti omo so tra kwadwo besia na ko obi afa bi na se
na so ati
na ya square omo ye na ewo eti no omo de omo ni na be hye ho so far as you use system ne de ene adwuma eti ho na wo se ye boho pa ye boho eti efo na Monday ye be go deep into your friends saying this discussion about positive Africa, this discussion about how your friend is saying how school system near idea and create your more is a be idea when we remember ways. We are part of we are this money ever. You show school ma you be that die. Now dear cry your cran say yeah government creating your boy my masa amount for school no yasa bani yasa I bet that I need the Chineko, so be any crew, you know. I will say careful, but BBC and a baby, and I'm paying for Lancasa dear, near the old baby. Say, oh, with the system, yeah, system. Every day say, Omono, Obit Niama happy nama. Yeah, system. No. That's it. So what they a friend say? Would the BBC about? Yeah, good. What topic do our EPL team say? I say a hit home. A hit home pa. A hit home. We say a hit home party. We share nipa bebree. And some more cases here. Crowd to say. I'm out for crying. You said na BBC. Ho. Was say BBC. We lost talent. Yeah, you did who ya. She said make next Monday. It's so 8 p.m. The lost talent studying abroad. Escape and I say investment. You be going to deep. For your moment share na well spectrum and one something it shall be
yes sir.
Happy Easter.
Thank you.
I had who says Easter because you're bored to giddy.
Sanity.
Okay, we start to us.
Yo. Okay. So what you're dancing? Upon Bogasa. Body Kubra.
Mr. Pacho, good evening.
Good evening, lawyer.
And then let me say and common a very, very important one. Let me say make just some legal perspective to this whole thing. So the person may say if you are dealing with these multinationals, when you almost sign a contract, you need to be very, very vigilant.
Yeah.
Especially the clauses be shishema. So when you lawyer or bet nasia can kind be bria or the burial. And now almost that contracts near be break as a beb a kese it will cry kind of broken crown one be I want to it is our lawyer no. And yet, lazy no one shut down kind and drinking we are almost the clauses in burial. So I just want to share maybe two agreements that sometimes are only dealer also we are careful.
That's right.
Yeah. So the first one I know jurisdiction agreement. So in law, no, jurisdiction is basically the ability of a court to determine and to hear and determine a matter. It just say to me a court no was say obi ti asem no we di asem no. Now jurisdiction agreement no man kwan ho say parties na omo enter into agreement no ometime decide say contract ye Ghana a court ni hu to me bia e bia te tawantawa bi ba emu a we are at liberty to decide to maybe have jurisdiction in the UK. So the jurisdiction agreement will basically say that this contract is governed by the UK court.
Wow.
Meaning that, yes, what it means that Ghana ni fan Ghana court just a UK court no now compare lawyers pounds in front of a white judge. And it makes it very difficult for you because you are a Ghanaian working in cities. You need to convert pounds, go and hire British lawyers in a British court. And what are the chances of even you succeeding? Most of these multinationals, they have a lot of these clauses in the agreement, jurisdiction agreement. Ombeka say, the parties designate to choose UK as the country for settlement of disputes. So all disputes arising from this contract are governed by UK law, not their share, or are governed by the laws of England. Most of the time, England, UK. Say assembly bar per the contract which you willfully agree to. Any agreement or any dispute arising from it, also now it makes it very, very complicated because you have to leave your business in Ghana, go there, secure the services of a lawyer there in a court. The chances are very, very slim. Into Ghana, one only more laws no. most of these multinationals, they have this contract, this agreement in their way. They have jurisdiction. This their lawyers it will call over no in the legal team bed 10. Now Ghana and in won't me fa lawyer back up.
Obama be so bulamunzu.
Omo court in the Zion man in fa. Lawyer back up because we won't mean China hourly rate no in pounds no. No, lawyers bed 10. Oh, UK court. Yes, it's we are there in fact. If you have a business or you're entering into a contract with these multinationals, you need to be very vigilant. Also, we say one Ghana court to crown no obet me asem say intawatawa bi ba mu a obet me afa asem na di amount because even the Ghana no cry chese obe renew but at least I don't know at least e wo fie into beti ase kakra but say open mo de kwhye omo honum ne dia ene de ebe how. And then the second one here, arbitration clauses. Arbitration no chese eno no ye I'm friend alternative dispute resolution. So eno no say entawatawa be ba mu a mu fan court ba mu be di wo everyone say obedi wo fie. But eno no ma kwan say it will not be adjudicated by a judge, but the parties are at liberty to select an arbitrator. So everyone say my name is Abefi na wa asema. You bet me decide say contract here yes asemba ho a Mr. Obenda ko ne bedi amaye. Arbitration also the law allows them to also select any jurisdiction to have it. So they can also select arbitration to be in the UK, to be in US, to be in Italy. And you have to go and select an arbitrator who is an Italian, look for expert witnesses who are Italians, for them to sit on the matter and then decide. And then the decision is binding on the parties. So these arbitration clauses, you have to be very careful. And yes, almost very easy. If you are signing into a contract, one, be very vigilant, and two, try and get a very good lawyer to go through for you. And yes, we contract you why game maho. So we're beginning now mostly is at the latter part of the contract or somewhere in the middle. You see jurisdiction agreement, arbitration, even sometimes termination clauses. How to terminate the contract. They'll give so many complicated stuff. So these are some of the ways, and most of the multinationals do it. These big companies. And they use it a lot. So they will say, Ghanaian courts do not have any jurisdiction. The rule is not absolute. There are exceptions to it, but even to prove the exceptions, it's a high threshold. So only delay also the person because also yes some of their law firms have been there for centuries. So they know the game, they know the rules of the game. And so when you're a very, very skilled lawyer or tia dinasia, one or no nothing who be that. I'm just trying to enlighten people on this thing. Look, watch out for the contracts you enter into with these multinationals. Contracts are very, very, very important. And yes, shares, all these things. They will just buy it. They will say, they are buying you out. They will just find ways. And the law, and sadly, your Companies Act, it's embroni no kwa na trauma your friend Professor Goa on na trauma your first Companies Act now before it was repealed away. I think 1963. Broni Professor been a obetro about omode ne ba Ghana now or travel all across the country or throw a whole report, and then he sat down with some of our local lawyers and wrote it. But he was the brains behind our very first Companies Act. And then we did a new one And we did a new one, but new one now, yeah, Companies Act now, actually, even recently, it doesn't differ so much from the Professor Go and HRA. Section I'll be Professor. So most of our laws is just a repetition of this.
Yeah.
So anytime I can say our legal system, our legal infrastructure is very colonial, it is true. And I see it a lot. Yeah, it is true. Our criminal, the Criminals Act, all these things, even in one of our we say criminal procedure way, so board drums, we say now you're both from near there. Almost say so both from the Drew side, it is a crime. Now we and you're bringing a better process. It's born and you did it too much a crime.
Hey, against the
state. Yes. It's sometimes when you read it, you say no. These things were written by white men.
Yeah.
And you can infer the intentions they had. It's all to like limit our culture and put us down. So the structure was not built for the African. We are trying to, and even just to even repeal an act, the processes you have to go through, and easy, sir.
Wow.
And easy, sir. It takes even nice. Remember, Atamils wanted to amend the constitution. That's a drag on then they did this constitutional review committee. They did it. They wrote a report. It didn't change anything. Now Mahama is trying to bring it back. How to and it can take about 20 years. So legal infrastructure it is very, very, very English, very, very colonial. So yeah. So when you're delay, you have to be very careful, especially if you are entering into a contract with a multinational. Open your eyes. Don't just sign to anything. And you will willfully sell your soul.
Wow.
You will willfully sell your soul. Yeah. And if you want to go back, the legal process, even the legal fees, the cost, and how long it will take you. Asemba Kutimidibe 12 years. From High Court to Court of Appeal to Supreme Court, it can take about 12 years over a single matter. Plaintiffs need to me. Yes. So with dispute and our court system, it's better to avoid it if you can. It's always best to, if you can do an out of court settlement, it's better. But open months on a beche.
Wow.
Yeah. So and one and I'm best say, yeah.
Okay, Pombo, thank you very much.
Okay.
That's very much helpful. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Every now and then they come each day.
Mati yes, knowledge never barbecue.
Thank you, sir. Very much.
Yo, me that say.
Lawyer, I don't know. Lawyer Pombo, no. So I say, you about to do this of no. Lawyer. Baski Kaza.
Pacho, good evening, Mr. Oven. Good evening. We are with him.
Yeah, also.
Pacho, I will be happy.
Kaza, me about what me yard Kaza.
Me Pacho you. Financial powers if we are see ya. Omu kwa na determine bibia na omu decide bibia. Yemfa wiase ne nyina ma omu na omu na wiase ne ye omu dia. Wiase sikafo, wiase giants we wiase. Ene na midi nkomu bi na make her say yeah before ankasa no. Sometimes we dream who bibia ya na enhye da anya your fault because it's so sad to say ase bibia ye hu no wiase m ha bia no ye de ye ni hwe broni ansa because that me kasafa Easter ho na me chippy in that thing because now akoye to say na make us nipa de so ehwe yesusa movie ani ehwe fa Passion of Christ ho a nipa ya bo na sendua oda ho a ye hwe no yeso ye broni ofiri Bible mu na so ofiri Israel nti ne kala na ye kokko Mary ye broni, Joseph ye broni, Angel Gabriel, Angel Michael, omo nyinaa yɛ aborɔfo. Nti ewiasem ha sei no, it's more or less as yes salvation o say yɛkɔ heaven bi a heaven bi wɔ hɔ a yɛbɛkɔ daakye a ɛwɔ sɛ yɛfa broni so ansa na yɛakɔ heaven no, because Jesus Christ na yɛ portray akyerɛ yɛn no ɔyɛ broni. Abɔfo a yɛkeka no wɔ Bible mu no, mo nyinaa yɛ aborɔfo. Nti sɛ yɛbɛkɔ heaven koraa yɛsɛ heaven bi wɔ hɔ daakye bi a yɛbɛkɔ a broni na ɛde yɛkɔ. Oba Muslimi so ma menye sure sɛ Muhammad ne color ne yɛ tuntum. Saudi fo ne ɛkyɛ sɛ Buddhism baby efiri ba China for the free ba kyɛ sɛ ɛsom a ɛwɔ wiase nyinaa no it's more or less as you associate with honam a ɛyɛ kɔkɔɔ sɛ ɛyɛ fitaa. Enti no sɛ yɛbɛnya afa ahodie bi wɔ wiase mu ha yɛbɛkɔ heaven bi yɛsɛ heaven nyame Nyankopɔn baba bɛfa yɛakɔ baabi a yɛde yɛkɔ no ɛyɛ aborɔfo broni so na nam na ɛde yɛkɔ na ɛnso so yɛhwɛ abibifoɔ a anaasɛ yɛn a yɛwɔ this color a yɛwɔ wiase a I believe sɛ yɛdɔɔso paa yɛdɔɔso sene ɔmo color yɛ fitaa. Nti ɛyɛ dɛn na ɛbɛfa broni so ansa na yɛnya dankwa because yɛse wiase a yɛnam yi biribi a yɛ so predominant a yɛn nyinaa obiara ɛhyɛ ahomakye a wɔbɔ mpaeɛ yɛsɔre a yɛkɔ asɔre a ebi mu yɛ Easter convention ne nyinaa no ɛnam broni so so be me Easter me di no me dem mo me di no me dem ni nwura mi so aba kotu mirika na maba ma yɛ refresh na me num so nti ayɛ sɛ ama bibia mu na sa abrɔfo ne di ani mu nti ehu ne sɛ broni a mamu a enye yie because me so be na madwin sa de no me ntiasie sɛ asɛ yɛsɛ Passion of Christ also ya hwɛ sa movies ne san nkura brem ɛna Bible mu ne yɛasusueti bibia ma sɛ na nipa kɔkɔɔ nti sɛ daakye bi ne yɛkɔ heaven a yɛsɛ heaven bi wɔ hɔ a broni na abewu abɛgye yɛn nkwa nye nipa tuntum na abewu gye yɛn nkwa broni na abewu yɛ na ɔde gye yɛn nkwa Mary na nyem no ɔyɛ kɔkɔɔ ɔsoro abɔfo no bɛkasa kyerɛ ne friend is Gabriel sɛ Michael me de minim mu baako ɔmo tiri ne yɛ fitaa na ɔmo yɛ akɔkɔɔfo nti Nyankopɔn na
wɔ Baski hana nkrofo no betio ya ka nyina
nti ama akwaya sɛ ase yɛnyɛ ho ntum sɛ we are capable of doing something just say afa broni so emfa broni so a yɛde yɛntimi nyɛ nti yɛmpanimfoɔ koraa te hɔ no yɛkonya sɛ lithium sɛ whatever wɔse yɛfrɛ foreign hwan yɛ ɔmo free kyɛ sɛ yɛde yɛntimi ntu yɛnya gold a gye sɛ aborɔfo yi yɛredi budget a parliament na broni te hɔ enso minhu sɛ yɛredi budget wɔ krom ha sɛ a meti no we ha bibini bi a yakɔ invite ne sɛ ɔyɛ finance minister wɔ Ethiopia na so wɔ what team no obetie but ɔne na ebetie yɛ but yɛama na asɛ afa yɛn nti obi wɔ business koraa na bank fo yi recognize na bi ɔmo ba hɔ no ɔmo ba bɛpɛ wo sika o they are going to benefit into obegyina no oyi bank card no na ɔyɛ na ɔmo bank card na ɔmo nema no ɔmo sɛ broni na ɔmo de na yɛ advert no ɛhwɛ bank sɛ ɔmo advert ɔmo yɛ ne ɔmo placards ɛbɔbɔ into oyi na de ma wo na ka brofo na ka ne sisi so na ɔhye coat a coat na wahyɛ ne nti no oyɛ krom ni kra na ehu ne sɛ ɔbɛn broni nti wo na wo yɛ w'adwuma na wo run no so hu sɛ wonya mfaso kra wo recognize wo mfaso no Brofuna ye beka you think say brofuna be double sika bi automatic. But bank no no hia sika nti na waba. Bank cannot survive ewe ye kroma. Omuntimi survive unless say yen kroma for ne de sika akoto. And when I'm in the bank be din common 3 days ago. Na me ka share ni say what's na bank? That's why you for like over 10 years. Okay, a man for sika. For na ka musika na mu de hin na medical doctors or mu dos not mu so musika na busu wo ho. Mo me ko musika na de na business for na musika na de mo de be do so pa. Na na business for no omo a when corporation sa nkrofo na the international na the flag bi abobo ho bi adwomfo ne no mo boy bi o ha bag na o de be so obie mu asika na mse won intino sika no enye corporation na ye de atoso no ena mesika ena sorry for ekura ye biti one man church just the international ka ho international so na ne branch ba kokura ni international na what the flag bi abobo achire or international because as ya glorify the bibia ya de broni kasa tare ho fe ya glorify na man na so he said even if you are locally you are doing something and you are doing it right you need a validation untimi recognize say the wo and wo ye ni na me ma me faton na cement na China fo bi na baby mi sister no he ma me no ofa phone no fry me ni broni na kasa aka me see China ni na kasa wani abro na ni broni akasa na me ni broni akasa me say nya botere ye na ye nipa onye omunye extraordinary people pia wo wi asimaze they are just like us and so yama akwaya say ye de asa bibia ebema ewiase na koso bia no se broni anka se ya yentimi nka se ye apostle kodwesafo ye ka ya Toyota bi ma make validate yenti ye nkrofo kra no ne to aye ye den aban kra so de no akasa fa ho no de no ne nam ho no wo chicheche ho no akofa Toyota wo me assembly na apostle kodwesafo ho ni ye hwe no ni ya import cars akese because se broni de ne na emeda no nkrofo yi nso so no yeso ye ya adwen say ye ti ye ho we are capable of handling our own issues so because they cannot survive. It's no need to meet. I mean, 8 months a cold. Into no, I didn't know about bedria no amenya biedi. Omuni ani nyina mo free ho. Tropical areas no mo to omuni ani free. Into no, but omunim the power of fast. Into all the time, no, they want person say a bathroom because as a work say sebi ye taka say kwase sebi kwase ani tia yes na agro na gu hu say anye bibia ye hu ama ye ni na nkata ne ye adwen say okay we will stand on our own na bibia be kofom that make a madam fu bi say ye hia broni to survive because ye ni ane na ye no wo ye ho na ye betime adidi ame ada sorry say ye timi nye ka na obi on me nya adwe Mr. Obi ye no Mr. Obi ye timi nye ka kra ye wo means of transportation ye so those times and ye ada ponko ni we mean fa ponko mfiri kuma say ngon kra say ye nyandru the level say be ye ka kra or free say ye do level e be ye ka but ye ma ye ho kwan ye ma ye ho enema validate enema we we say about copyright patent internationally accepted you know omo de da no into ye ne ba no omo nim say nkrofo yi omo I mean no omo de omo loss no show no omo de ye de na free ho ye ma wa approval no na you be accepted globally now nkrofo kwa ji watum say de wo ye no
tactics.
yes, I lost ya bro pambo beka. Yes, I never nyina no mudi ye free. And chese ye mpanyimfo no nso so au hwanhwani ECOWAS no mo so agye atum dendende ene me yen mo assembly sese na mo nkohia no mo hu se nipa kokko te ho. It's like the more pride no. Ghana news o share from is almost 30 kunkunkunu ko say ya gise broni bi be flash mu ansa. Stopping. We have a long way to go, but we will get there. I think the new revolution is coming, and I think that a bedroom baby, no, yes, so no, we will stand on our own, and
That's right.
almost who say yes, yeah, we are very much important as anybody on this planet. Now say we are still back on them, me back on Venus, ni Jupiter, you know, bet it's a big go from. But show me the man here. Thank you.
That's it. That's Baski. And the Tilikasa. Now, what bagana?
Meba. Aka akrebi. Na hoye, ubi ahoye, chia ubi abusia for. Aye. Yeah, eda wase ohene ane Mary. Debi amodi asem foforo bere tamase. Na ukasa no ade a me na medwin wo madwin mu ne se ubi beka se na modi mo sori a abrofo na abrofo ayese na abrofo ayese ta nkofo ta keka sansem na aye yeni akrachefo nse so na ne ebiremi broni na obinda akosori na abrofo ija ho ko yenye because of say omunkan omu history ni ntino sa na omukon omunsem no enti na no na me ka kire obi say aha wo se woni African American kasa omo ye Pan Africanist for no wonu omo kasa omo kire wa brofo akwan nti no wono wonsema wo kan nyina wo omo ba mu no wo kire yen omo tactics kwan omo fa so a wo mama ya ye ho se ye bu ye ho abomfia da bia no nti no wo kasa fo ho se ye ni beba ye ho so na emomo ka se wo mu no titiru no ade na wo maye beto pese o kire yen se na tie timoni na ho ne hunu kwan a wo be fa so abetoto wakwan mamma wadwen ye o se because of so no se ye ni nti na kire se ye wa hwehwe mu ne hunu se ya na wafa na mmoma ne mfiri ne ho mma ansa na waje atum se wa ya research emma ne won atwero no na abaji atum se na se no ano no because there were a lot of people nyina ye ko school no no ne ye kire yen omo examples nyina ye omo a ndina se examples ye omo na so pese wo kire ni nipa no a wo no omo tia na ba bi ofiri no kire omo akwan a so wo se ne di ni bam ti di ni bam a na nipa na timi ate ase ye se asema sintina make us asem because ono no sua na ho ade ye nsua ya
omo no de ye sa yan kofo no de na wo be da timi akan asema ai every say wo be timi ya ben ko aka se engoma ni
ai wo betumi wo yan ka te be kura wo bebe ni no so wo sisa
wo ka ho ofra da bi gina na omo na ye se ye kofo no ni the fire by no mo gina ho e bi na make omo ase Ako school international one why we be chief executive of an organization or I know the equal abridge the body boss.
Aye. Ti wan fa na memo a na ho asem na woka. Yesi nkunya kora na edi asem a. Ne ono de na asem ba ye ne defendant ne we ni na say ebo omudin.
Yeah.
For pem say e be hunu de odifo ene ne keka ho. Enti no there's no way say ye be ja wo masem kada. Because one money the nipa na yesu ya no ho ade wo school say na
nipa you on
boy aye
you go for na one say be say attract for no na omunsu o say onimu history na you can't hold an argument so history ni a weak because the only time the most important thing and is obehu history
kana na betu charge wo anu na betu charge
history na they all can be an insisi so sir na Karachi for so nim history no ti do mo ka no o je chinye ba ensisi so they say dua eni hini e be da gina which me fa ho twene no mani nye because oni hini enti Karachi for sponsor oba na ye kasa because oni hini nti no so nsema wo ka no udi sisi ani a enye ye omo a de ka normal no omo a de ka normal no so omo dwen so omo nim de omo ya nka ba bia eduni because they chira wono sebe Karachi ni be no betima ka je no order na dwen na ye adwuma the school chira wono order ye adwuma
what dey adwuma sir
the school no ye twa wontro enti de oka bia no entaso mu wote ha the top mining companies 100 na emu be 90% ya brofo na di animu unya lithium abroni na ebetu unya oil broni na etu bibia broni na di animu na pese oka kire se asema ye kan no nye no kora na che se wo no sebe unnim eno ma no bidro a unnim akọ school no bi na omo school kura na akọ ye in the first place
Sanetia ya tete wo mu tisi ankyere wa de foforo ne amo mu di amfa anka asem ankyere wa de foforo be na hunu se be na hunu so
na wo no de wo nim se ye mfa wo ho sa wa Karachi for ye mfa wo ho sa
hey
that's what they don't know.
Yeah,
I don't really care about them like that. Because baby o ma dwen akodu no nya ade obetimi de abakwa mu sa sebe o ma dwen no ense bebere no na betima ayi bibia boy na se Karachi no na mo ho na se ho kira wo fa ho enyo mo na da Land Cruiser wo da Land Cruiser twa kurase akwara na tade atete hospital ni ho nsuo ni ho no da Land Cruiser mo ko ba ho no firi
asa wadwene ye adwuma ena adwon wo ye kire wa de foforo ena se baby afire ho ade ho ade ne ye kire wo a ka onipa ewa ahohuhia mu a enka ebehia
na oko kolebu na ohwe ni pede da fom na onya osiku na ase obi abra osika na de kototo cars ko sisi hospital na baby anipa no the most important thing on the land is the human life na sa nipa ne da fom nsu kra wonya binnom mfutro baby o na stable timi nyanyan sa trase to cars a celebration a party how can we trust your intelligence and it's because you don't know who you are
sanity and I was here so na ayo
sa
there was here no
and you dey kasa me ya na me say masa obia ni me say mo ayede me ko school amodi anim no eno nti na problem no wo
yo
because mo ni akokodura motimi gina ne nkofo yakon
yo no ahine na me ka ba si say hwe wo ba kakrai wo start yi eniama wa kire yen eniama wa kire use ye wo ka nan ene me ka asem na minim say esi behwade na ken so behwade bra efrisi ene ken hiaye apart from farmer ne ye ena store sembi eso ba mu ena sisi wono na mene no na wono na run store yi mene ne ye team ewo ebono ho sunwai on na run store no bra I am telling you say and that's my wo ka kire me say yen kan humom na yen believing in ourselves na yen fa niam atutu ye na we should not wait for outside investors yen ya yen hu kwa ye befa so a ye betumi akeke ye hu abom na ye bibi because the ye be ye no ene be mo man no we should not even listen to ministers whoever no, we should not listen abrantie ye just told you ye niama ye de begum ade bia ye be ye kire se wo hwe intelligence e kura no ne strategy a what they run the whole thing no ne updates and the way I was yen in my bra me come kire wo say Ghana for ade I'm happy. I'm not sad, but it brings tears and it brings joy to my heart to say nyanin suni pa bear 5, 10, 20 ɛwɔ saa nkyerɛkyerɛ a wɔrekyerɛ yi wɔn fa na wɔn akura mu bra me say yɛbɛ build yɛ man no wɔ abra individually yɛhia obi bia sɛ ɔno na bɛba abɛso yɛasene ame ayɛ bibi because what the $10 kura na abɛsesa de akɔ akɔma no sɛ ɔmfa nyɛ bibi a ɔbɛhwɛ sɛ adeɛ no bɛkɔ a long way na ɔyɛ ni nyinaa mmerɛ bi ne yɛka sɛ woka asɛm bi sɛ yɛne yɛwɔ aburokyire no si yɛde bibi ba a ɛkwan yɛfa so a yɛnya no yɛbrɛ ɛno nti na ana yɛase yɛnidi akyire no na sɛ mehwɛ deɛ aberanteɛ yi yɛ ɛyɛ ma me ɛyɛ ma mini esi na sɛ boys yi sɛ mu 100 kura bɛyɛ the same thing to na mebɔ ne din no ɛno nti na mebɔ ne din no because hwɛ ɛnɛ ɔsɛne me message ɔsɛ ma metoto nneɛma na mede wato payroll so. Bro, think about this. Think about this.
Why sugar?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Hwɛ sɛ wo control mu na so obi wo na obi ye bibi na wo ka kyerɛ wo sɛ metoto nneɛma na mede wato payroll so abra asɛm we enye deep. Eye deep.
Yeah.
So enti no me kana me dia besi dia wo ka so ne sɛ moma yankeke ya humom ɛno so nkyerɛ sɛ obi akeke wo testini nipa na wo kakra nti kakra na wodi no kura de kyerɛ wo no na mo build bra adeɛ bie ni ho a sɛ $100 kwa na abɛsesa na wo de kɔma no bɛkɔ akɔtɔ adeɛ wo Kumase Accra no wɔtɔn a ɔbɛkyerɛkyerɛ bibi akyerɛ sɛ the way o si yɛ na nneɛma no sɛ bra wo bu kura mpo no a nya adeɛ a wo kura no ayi Mrs. na na sɛ mo say Mrs. Obinda ko say ayi no store no so mo wura no omo di bi kura mpo a enya hwɛ because at least no so nya bi efiri mu so enti no me de to the wo ka so ne sɛ mo ma yɛ me ani na hɔ na yɛ memo ano yɛn hu kwan yɛ bɛfa so ene omo bɛ nante the same thing so na ayi so tie na ate so tie the same thing na a lot of them are really honest and they are telling us say adia wo ye wo Ghana ho no na wo ye ma Ghana use no Ghana fo nya nipa bone bako kora so enti no me sra Ghana fo mo wa brochire bibi wo mo nsem kakra wo betimi de ene boys ni bia ka bom no mo ntase wo mo na mo ne wo mo ntimi up na mo ntimi nya neema na nyame ya wadom na nya de oyɛ correct Uda ubeda. So now I am so excited and I am so happy say nyame enam so na watumi ama boys yi omatumi afom ntoma pa afira omutumi ene ye nante a omude nukuredi nyame nko a so many people I don't even want to mention names as I may major bi mu asiekire but me pese mo young ones mutie me wa hase no mumma obi susum firi obinda ku group yi mu no meka se jaben me di boy we hu adanse a kire me ni asmasi enate se ni ye beka so me so de bone so ba so ameka enti no mesra mo mumwa na de bra asase because emre bi bedura ye benya ministers afiri ye mu ye benya asame man ye free ye mu ye benya so many positions every obenda omuti obenda ku group no obi oti obenda ku no kosoro hoso a obehwe se niema betimi atoto yi a Ghana befa na ntuma pa afira enti now aye wo from head mma ye nyina no yemfa adwemu na ho eda ho mema wo hia ni wani mu kan na no ntini so obi contact no woni wo ye bibia na abebu ni pa na fa so yi wakuma mu ya ade ne so aye ne sade ye afede ye wa wo dia na wo ye na yesi hwe ofo obi ade na we ni ya sebe ya wo dia wo bra enti no na mesuma sema me de na manwumire no me da wase nya me hira pa na me hira
Anditi le da say oh okay anditi le no aha anti osofo awoni kasa Richard Oni. Hello.
Legend.
Boss.
SRX. About your mama, Joe.
Yeah, you also.
You and you bring to the what boy, Juma. And yeah, is a wealth spectrum, prosperity in Africa. And yeah, there's what bro for power. Because every week we are in easy. We was maybe a hundred quiet. Yeah, Hanuma. And you know, we are do what you every day, no developing. We will be our do what you say in the cancer crisis and the bro for crime on the difference album. Near my away, and you know, that was it. And near my now can we have baby anti tilly the premier na. No credit na nipa do it, you know. Nipa do only be on my and your moody, no credit, dear. Number one. Obi our team Mr. Obi Biana, I said, wouldn't it deal? No credit or you're strict. Now, I didn't know you know, make yourself better, be my day. Actually, now a development, a bribiano training. And until ama some information women are all can the ama Africa and Koya some information women are near like you. Because your problem near you, say, Omun Shadan develop ye, Omun treachery, say, never see a live life. No. And until ama say ye dear way in a cano, ye bren, ye dear no habat one a betro. And Antetiana the Mao Grampuno, ye you are dear for ye dear no. Until I didn't say, Obabe pay ownership of Bibimu. Because our educational system, now here religious system, your political system, no, obi na de mawo. Na nipa na wo de mawo no so na adwen po a ewa achi ni nye. Wan kire ose bra ne be ownership, o kire ose bedi akire. Enti na ya den. Ti wo he religious system na ya kan say Mr. Habibu ka ya tetew se wo no asase so de wo be wu akonti na hu hia se wo ba be pe bibi wa hanom. Your educational system the same thing. You have to tell say brand be pay juma. You ankase brand be building machines. Enti no power we university bia we are see mo no. Enti ya de ma no aso ko na ko pay juma na ma position na wo be ye boss. Wo nam ne ya ma dan ya ma car ye bia ye ma some sika bia de ma wo ye tuatua mba ayi. Enti wo na ma wa hu say wo ye okay. But eduma na wo m na nya wo dia. And I am also me building near my kakra no. Yet me build obi to me build bibi kakra no wajai was it wanya position bintin or jai no hold this position. Because I don't know ye nyan ye ho adwuma. Entini ye problem na saa niam we mu na wo kire ye no. Eno na be boa ma ye ni aba ye ho so. Enti se saa teachings we be kosua for 10 years Africa for no ye ni be ba ye ho so na wealth ni ye be control. Because our messages we know I say ball soja nipa no do no mani nyamba o ho so na obi a obeti bia no underground no niema a oye no entino enkopim say the world no be hu say hey our message is powerful no na say oye hwe anya yie bio because niema nipa ye through our teachings we no Mr. Obenye easy amanfo bo adwuma papa na entete nimde entino wunya nimde papa na bibia me ka say wote bia sesa entino wealth na de omo mai be 20 years Africa be sesa say ya na ye kɔ ne de a enye easy entino wo ye nkrofo na sometimes ye suro se oni obi be partnership enya akɔye bibini pɛ na se wo so odwen hom ye no wo suro se broni bi na eba obi timi start business na broni bi aba o pese o partner na ni agye no akodi akire na agye ne business no but bibini pɛ ɛhɔ no mpɛ sɛ ɔbɛkɔ ɛyɛ nteteye no ɛba ne sɛ bi a yɛn kambom ne yɛn build business so the business idea bi kɔma unua bibini si yɛn yɛpɛ ɔsɛ wo betwi na adi ba sɛ ɛba se yɛn kɔ bia sɔre anaasɛ yɛn keka sika mbom fa ma yɛn nua kwasi no mfa nkɔ pɛ visa nkɔ US deɛ a yɛyɛ adeɛ wɔ hɔ no ni na yɛn nteteye no adwen na ɔmode ma yɛ no training na yɛ free mu ba yɛ no ɛni ntina ama adefo bebre nhyɛ da ni bibi man mu ha no wo ha India fo na ɔmo ba ha na ɔmo ni kapre China fo na ɔmo ni kapre but ɔmo wɔ nkabom they come together be nipa 5 6 7 na ɔmo akabom na ɔmo raise sika de ama ɔmo nua baako nti sɛ ɔmo nua baako senke kra na saa nkabom na ɔmo saa de pagya but yɛ de ne nte saa sɛ me bɔ hɔ a ɔmo srɛ me yɛ ka sɛ wontumi yɛ na sɛ obɛyɛ na ya sɛ ne ɛbɛyɛ a yɛde wobɛto fam nti no yɛn nkurɔfoɔ no yɛwɔ adwene bi sɛ nipa no like nneɛma nkɔ yi a ne ani agye na saa nkyerɛkyerɛ wei mu na ne bɛma saa nneɛma no a ɛwɔ yɛ tirim no ɛbɛpepa saa adwemfi no ama yɛ ani aba yɛ ho so nti wohwɛ ɔmo a ɔmo di w'akyi ne nkyerɛkyerɛ a wode ma yɛ ne nyinaa no a it's like obi ho kyerɛ no mpo no a wɔtrae sɛ wobɛboa no ne ɛho nkeka ho ɛyɛ nteteɛ no nti no sɛ yɛpɛ sɛ yɛtumi build wealth ne biem as an Africans anaasɛ yɛ control wealth na nkɔba sɛ businesses akɛseɛ no nyinaa aborɔfo no na di anim kan ne deɛ a na wɔ sɛ yɛyɛ ho adwuma Tina Mahama Bayo no say we are coming to reset Ghana. We say Ghana, we need to reset it. Into your home. They say almost a good mining in no say Ghana for never be control. You say be you must add ya. Almost all mobile be take ownership of good. They say we have good that almost all more investor be am be far good in free Ghana and almost create good board. That means a good na beka Ghana hanum. Na beka hanum na be a investor unless say oba good board better good no. Mo a mo nso mo make sure say gold no ebeka hanom no ma be ye kan say outsiders about be traffic good board no sika na mo be je no so no mo make sure so mo be build your mind no na nkoba say individual personal na mo be je adi dabi nkoba say ye ya ba 4 years ya be create good board na 4 years no aban foforo ba magu no esa ye nko yanim we need to have a direction as a country say near person ye what policy say bia this is what we want to do ye ne say beka saa nneɛma wo ya mo ye be gold mine and na before mine no before na sanso kase o Ghana for ye ni adwen de be manage gold business ye problem no but mining companies e wa Ghana ina no before na sanso operating miners no omo operating mining companies no ne etu omoka abrofo no de na omo ye no wahanum they are not doing anything omo din na da so na omo de higher percentages no ko omo kuro mo entine Ghana ye wa adwen before ye wo nimdi a ye de be ye ntotoye ye problem ne ye management no mo di anim no omo ani nyamba omo ho nso di na ma ye bre no enti no no ko sign contract na o hwese 10% na e be ne share no obegye no na outsiders no dia kɔ nti ondwen o man no ho na se wo ha na se wo sa adwen ne se wo no wo dwen wo nko a e be din se o man no be kɔ nanim enti ne niam na wo ye no Mr. Obin ye da wase me de besi hanom na obi foforo nso ayeden aba enti na obi a betimi adie wo business na wo te ho no like mo obi mbebu abam sɛ wo te container bi mu obi a wadi ye bia no start free baby wo container na wo te ho a wonya 2000 month ne koso aye 10 years ebe 20000 ebe 200000 na wo de wo adwen ne sɛ wonya 2000 ti na nye wanya ye kan sɛ ADB adwuma ye sɛ ebe ma 5000 ne car nti wo kwa akoye koye na emre bi ba ne ebe yiw ho no waso ba ehyi no enti no Mr. Obin ya dase na mo western region nyina nso no Mr. Obin books na bi obogo so wa ohia bi minister for ye wo hanom ye betimi anya bi aiden e de ama mo na aye easy kakra enti no Mr. Obin me de besi hanom nya benka mo
number to ho
yes me number ne 024 50 49 373 024 50 49 373 last week me ya announcement ni padodo na abetoy na ebi nso free sahi ene ho nkeka ho ba me director sahi fo no ma ya wa pia ntim ono nso ho no ntina bia mo amwo sahi mo direct mo koya wa pia ntim ho no ma obenya bia ma mo amwo Cape Coast kwabna we afio ho no obenya bia eden ama mo because our vision we no nya nipa ba akodia we need to come together and help that vision na atimi aboa ma bibia ayeye ntine me da obi ase
ene so no pana me hwe
piao that's the stuff yeah that's it again mo ye no ana ye nso ya pick a ye try say because o kan say bi say niema na awati aboa wo no ma obi nso ntibi
ene kre okay all right oni okay Others.
Think of others who try to lift up also. I said, if you are doing one quad, you better cost your bracy. All right, and
sharp. Which other one you know? That's it. Of education. Yes, sir.
Michelle.
You also.
Michelle Bushman for swinging.
Yes, sir.
I hope so. Be able na. And yes, yes, I won't able to mean see happening. Yes, yes, I couldn't. Ja. Kofo bi mra. Ka be ju wan wesi boni. And the way one mama nkasa kra nka na nka mepe. He say that na say I say wohwe menim say no wura sunsun mu dia. Because na nka na me ba be bisa say me te ma ne nka che. Because I say me tante man voice by ne mate basking kamate anti tilinka. Inti anka wa mama nkasa kra anka no nka eja. Me okay because ayana mema na beji line na boso ko mama ba na kwan. Nti ye best dem we ya mama ba na so nkasa bi. And ye mu bi wo ha ma no ho na ye gi apo. Nti ye better mashi but ene legend nimo I say of a man who can ye te ura sunsun mu a what I had me because me book draft be a made drafty. The topic of the book in how anyone can build wealth in Africa. And 7 pillars are my pivot is a metra fahono, wealth for everyone, understanding wealth in African context, mindset matters, and start where you stand, the power of local opportunities, practical tools and strategies to build wealth in Africa, and navigating the challenges. And then after that, the concluding part is scaling up, and then your legacy, your wealth legacy, passing like the torch I will pass it behind to other people. So we shall see and say, hey, Papa, and Mr. Manu can you and I'm glad that you touched on many of the things that is helping to shape my perspective in terms of some of the things I want to put across. It be what I may deliberate on, may feel say, okay, be a but when you hear prominent people like you stressing on things that you are planning to do, it gives you that green light and it say, and yet damn na wabo. That is the way forward. Young Crawford no yana me bisa. Yen dear no dear yet a long service and good conduct. My year Juma wait 20 years. No de born ho sabrane. By Juma na all ye nan kasano. Ubisani say Juma no will share saying a woman would nibi. Unimum po say a Juma no was stock market impo. Ena unim say a Juma no were dividend impo ye tuya. Unim a Juma ne share ba kumpo bo. But ne dear ne say my year Juma no for 20 years. You muna I come 5 years and I may call retirement or retire with an empty hand. So the question is and yet how long are what in a Jumanu acho? Name a year equity a wo fair free a Jumanu dia coffee. Equity a woody jan chirima because I don't know Prof Dan Eka Simbi, me wouldn't feed that. Or say usi danya uwu a woma inherit. But certificate na wa acquire no banti mean inherit with certificate that. Yemfa certificate enja yenhye yen obi anya will a ode the PhD ahyemu say me PhD ni me wu akofi mensa na emfa enim ba onipa no wu ane dan a osiye cars otoye ejapade o building asase a otoye eno ene ye hand over na ya na de din ye say legend excuse my French, my main can't same way. the biggest and the toughest assignment for all of us is dealing with an African with a colonized mind. Dealing with an African with a colonized mind, you know, chain cracking even a rock, like melting gold out of the rock. Because I know the we crash here, we are betting me. What na near na gold no be separating no every black no. But the no na adwene ni da so ye broni. Hwe ma me ma simple example. One with the AC wo UK. Abrofo ni yusu ya ye nua ba Nigeria ni ba. E no mo dey fight yenya bi before no.
And a woman position.
Ai what in say mo no dey aba.
One day we broni.
But say on kan kire ye say onya Africa ni da. Oda so tu no ho say oya Africa ni. But one will say ye piana be di anim. Ene no broni fita ne mefa ye nkoa bi mu. But omo use yen nkrofo na omo training omo no. Enti oye odwan a ode koye pataku ode odwan ho nwi akata no ho ene wa befre. Ote ye kasa. Ye didi a ye ne nyina ne kohyia party ase oba wa bodensi nkran. Wa fura kente o sha ahenema. Ba na adwene na ede ne tirimu no wa bodam chen broni. Okoka na omo adwa. Ena oba da ben me ba ha 15 years, me ba ha 20 years. Oba ha 20 years no the question I be say nyina ne say wo effect e wo fie ene say. The BIA project. Yeah, about 18 hours, 16 hours ye project, but there's nothing to show. And one ye di to your home. The BIA your currency conversion calculators we trim Obo CD say Ghana near make you 1 million or ye millionaire wa Ghana no wakachiro say 1 million wa Ghana no what the bad dollar saying and you do 1 million ti okash will be a millionaire ye the dollar sign eka ho an kire so ye millionaire papa but what the CD koka ho dey a ye millionaire that is a colonized mindset and no na ya and no do baby a na ye lose your focus you lose our pride as Africans. Say we don't appreciate what we have. Baskets can be say ya manako say and na would dress kurana say one share suit and more tie one share Italian shoe ye can be a enye ye yani say legend e do baby a one here na one no apa but the question I nyina na ye wa ha no advantage I want to say see ya ye hu yate ye sua say yen kakra ya ye hia wa ha nei yentimi ansesa ye ne ye nchirima yentimi ansesa ye tibiam yentimi ansesa ye man a nchirima na edi ye chi no ehe no mo befa obenda ko afa ne de oye aka me ene wo mienu question na me bisa ne say won so o chefa e wo mo ne say antitili kan sembi say oni ebinom ye adwuma o maka o mo ho abom o mo nso sesa o mo chefa Habib ani ebinom nso aka abom o mo ye o mo de yenua ye okasa asisi ye ono so wo bogoso o ye ne de nkakra na wo na wo tie sisi ane wo a wo betie na kire no the question is also wealth strategy and saying so wo kokuro bi ti se brekuma abrosan e wo kwan no ho dan nyina ya abrosan na e wo kwan no ho nyina ya nsi no 2015 is in the late 80s or the late 90s ya nananom Benjamin Mbre na ye friend Benjamin Mbre no in the 60s no omo ne si sa abrosan no ene 2025 ya da so rente dino stores na wa ase no so yenya ye what 2025 yes we den yesi ye de agent chiri ba da che ye de beka ye your wealth strategy your wealth plan today will be counted on tomorrow. It will be referred to tomorrow. But if you don't set that plan into motion today, your name will be wiped off the history of the wealthy people who ever lived. If you want to be part of that legacy, you want to be in that history book, you need to start and set the ball rolling today. Legend, me de besi, me da se.
That's it. Yamishna. Antiguzo. What think, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Better was it, Mr. Obey.
Yes, sir, boss.
Oh, Juma Pa. Oh, yeah, there be a case. I will say about Hobby because this is a revolution. Lady Bia Ghana, Madame Fonono. Me show idea money bia na the buofu. Me show video money bia na Endra no na I think say oba TikTok live Muhano show video. Oh, your chairman is on live. Now this time around, somebody meet you know, I can't even stop listening. I'm saying just keep on, just keep listening. With him say a bit shaking him. And you know, utie ya fe view TikTok live no more so afraid me. We say na see business idea be na me wa since me tie. When I'm so me dem be bebre. Since me tie so pe bi dia metime nya but na ma chire ni mu. Now I'm say they say the pani bia wo na say okay. I say my journal reset. And I'm say be reset it. And I said, "Very." Now say, "Oh, plan Ben episode school." I feel I'm team assassin be one chain. Me be say, "Come here." I'm say, "Okay, yeah, but try." I always have a general reset into the my home re. Now think through, put some notes down. Nyami aduma ye be kasa. Na be jare see wa. Enti the basashe live we am anu me nim so obeti. Tiro nyami sraw. And they were do a power. Yeah, they what affect your life. Me am the last time I say my Kragama Makoraba who are Ghana were very good sales. Na Enra Yamasato you as Haka I'm 2 boys be. They see me here bear 5. Now I study how the thing will go because next year no maybe say me back. Now me best starting business you know. Me person me do way a bot test no na me how it will go and it's really going well. We have to believe in some of them. When you believe in will be a pa and it's doing so well. Nyamishra. It's a revolution now. Me best say will be here Bible. Maybe America. Nyambe boy na police for now my guy do. Say yes area. I try to do my own and so to so TikTok near the ade kophobia gada omo ho na uti obi da kwa hweye na o make decisions bia hweye na brochire na omo checha brochire mu ne ade na oh e bi kwa omo mutie mu no omo nim de wa brochire mu enso no omo ka de eso ye de team ne de e dim how ade ne shishifa tiro chama already show yeah try to be creative some good team almost so ebeti o mo wa sorry bo Ghana na me o pese kai me said that do bad am say dey be better sa better sa it would you mo enjoy online at tab so a we better
what that's it but you are down for all right yeah. Senior Prince Gaza. Senior Gaza. But we are on network, you know, I'm saying how? Hello. Senior Gaza, Prince. I'm saying network in the hand. All right. Ano Gaza. Ano NS.
Okay, boss.
Yes,
Boss,
sir.
good evening.
Good evening.
That's a new topic. We topic we are not in I know the Yamisha. Wait. That's a part. Oh, yeah, man, you know, that's a part, boss. So that topic we are offered by there. na me share can na me share adigo can say TikTok. Na madam Bobby can say I say Elon Musk I say obeba Ghana I will share kantanka adwuma na say sa kwan a mo fa say de wo kan bia obeba na oba be shemu kina na afi obefa kese say de wo kan and the topic ya wo ba yin na say Mr. B no ko ni nyimi de bia o ka say ese usia de na ya mpa bi say what to once was say ubesua de akwachi nti ne mabu ha wi ba ka kuma ana kwachi nso pa topic we dey anodi companies dey brave Ghana service be enye mpanyifo na Ghana no edia afofo ana kan say abofo ne China for there I didn't know say kosa so nti yeda se me so be nyamishira pa nyamishira ti kakra me so me kan no
That's it. I know. Also. Yeah, thank you. Okay. No. Because he was because he don't gadget.
Oh, Miss Obin.
Yes, sir.
Me more Joe. Any a tear for you now. Anyway, me Miss Marie.
Me catch you.
Yeah, really, me boss watch a kakra. You must send the yes.
Okay.
Nah, thank you for BBA way be the wasi. Oh boy, you to no Obi o come be. Say madam for back one me fan say last time me didn't bar seminar ni bi no. From there no na sesa me fan say no was say me back Ghana your friend say o pese o kwechire me wono so ne cashew farms and I'm say yeah yeah your friend say one day people one me say let me timi ne kasa like me huna sama me kanche na say on say winning the way sikasem sitie no ene sene omu enkyerɛkyerɛ no me fa say yentete no yi ye free your culture no ho I replace your culture no with foreign religion, foreign governance, and a foreign education system. So when nipa no Ghana na wo any dim komo first kasem ho a she say na dwene no no say wo ye bonsam like wo the friend say wo ye the devil incarnate but yen nyina na yafam bibisa enti me ba Ghana no mu ho na me say no e was say me dem madam fiba no at least say me dey na one thing ya ebi oba we dey na obeti ni ye enti oba one day and I me say agi books ni bi e kan say na sesa and yes abaya me fan say friend back ho a wono so was me pebro ni akokora bi mane enware me pebro ni akokora bi mane abrawo na your friend so o fa ne mra bro chire obi abaya ne husisi ne husu but samre your friend say waje ne ho edi wono your friend say business o ton aduane anopa aduane anwumre si no say o make me akasa me kase me friend na be say me be pabusen wo hoja koye adwuma enti de won chire no very 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 powerful very powerful and me anu me ho dance because me share one video and a solution to most of my problems and I'm facing some try some business in Ghana. Enti where your friend say big ups for you. Oh boy, na your friend say maybe any topics you so not make us prosperity for Africa. No? I think say most of the time what can say your history. I me say yeah history before and sana abrofo no ever be replaced with almost system of governance, almost system of education, and almost system of religions. Yeah, call back here. Me say eboboye because we heard the way na omo mabakon omusi constructive society na ema omo efri echiriba edi because make say Mebo mi teacher back over so your friend Mr. Team one actually tree your fan currency. Sen was teacher they were a rite of passage. How now before I obey as a man no obey adult no process ya obefam. Now what back in the days na me ni what na me ni hobby but from his teachings I watch school before obey a man back in the days near my woodruff making sure say ubetimi abunu ya ayefu before class no about adult age no be worry that was back then but me gidi say all these processes say boom company akofa back here in the modern day we can do something similar before we reach adulthood it was say you have to be able to do business. You have to say technological business. It was say with me, agri-business. It was say with me, and son what your friends penny in for so. I mean, Jay say if we are able to pick your friends say or more template, near the modern world, you might wealth, abedi be before himself rather than say your friend is rely on governance system culture system religious system now or impose one away so because say we a young guy at the age of 16 not yet to tell how to become a man by the time I will do 20s when how is he running business say agri business when how is he running farm when how you see logistics, say technology, when how you see managing. Me just say all this thing you to me at the babakia, you hear no a and another one example, my friend said Zulu King, it was South Africa. I think say there was some time here now or mono HIV no I say na how mopa na I think say one solution or the buy or culture solution say as a young girl, what is that taboo ni by before I do 16, and son, my first and Kagana, make us a big grow brand. And you can say only be mother or they buy Emma or Abrofuni demonizing any other, but it save young girls, young population, nana woman, urban because my friends say adults no be infected, I save move pass it on, but the younger ones now ban disease is spread, and so that I can warm. And immediately say you will see can you show your history, you your history, now you call back. Now you are how now you nanom AC constructive almost society, anyhow. Omusi implement systems so the bear or more move no about take over the wealth and na me jidi say ebeboapa enti for us knowing our history there be our can wasem no I think say e was say you take your value side na your hwehwem na ehunu template your friends omo amadi kan ban omo yusu ya eboa ma omo society near successful. Now, so the bear yes able to me I take over because I think one example I mean might say a rite of passage. So before you come to age, I will say who know how is he running business and then all those stuff. Yeah, this year to back again. Your friend say, yeah, country, and I spread out other African countries. We did say because it will be what 20 na say what business say this care bania there say Libya ni when you friend your chapter 2 la ni ade ni nyina it will not be necessary. Yeah, we thank you for adwuma awoye you say adwuma dey na awoye but your friend say koso na nyina ye ni je ho you just say beboa enchirima na omu bani nyina. And thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Senior, I know network in you. Oh, Prince.
Network no.
And then I'm saying maybe I should know magic.
I was around the gun and go network no.
Yeah, they go on and go for boy.
How's it going? I'm network then, yeah. Okay. It's what's your phone now?
Yes, sir.
And then who are you, papa. What former soldier be bar also by Ginedru. And I know or tell me accent, no, Obusa say, now, free him, I'm sure will be free Ghana. Now, no, my look as free Ghana, I do answer, say Guyana. I'm say Ghana, West Africa. I don't say I own him hopper. Nah, there's been some civil war bit there. I say, a crew more than young cool out. No, him Dean or say, northern part of Ghana, and say, as I can. Hello, boy. And I'm saying, I know the send the guy look at the soldier for new police for no more sorting now. Umana say, near sorted kaka. And I say, well, yeah, brandy, no near the Omo Bagana, Hono. Na minim mineral a wɔyɛ kurom hɔ a ɛsoro hɔ ɛdɔɔso paa na I'm saying, oh good na nim sɛ soro hɔ iron so wɔ hɔ na ɔsi no so that's not what I'm talking about na I'm saying, so what are you talking about ɔsi minim nea nti a nsaa ntɔkwa no since Kwame Nkrumah time ntwa da no and I'm saying, minim sɛ two tribes na ɔmo bi apɛ sɛ ɔkyɛ sɛ ɔno na odi kan baa hɔ and stuff like that na ɔsi no woman himself be assassin. For years, they've been spending money to make sure that there's no peace ever. Now that should be easy for them to like I said, almost can you three boom since time immemorial. The time we are person ban. Now easy mom. No said mineral. Or see uranium assassin one. Say anymore. And could be a current two coin. I'm saying a 2% uranium share enough. I said, me yeah, Branton and near Demi Bagana. Now, do you know how much money I spend on Mukrumo just to destabilize that place, even up to now? I'm saying, oh, that they go say, oh, if it's a been in Yan or more John or more. Oh, say, I didn't hear. And she say, yeah, know your mind. Obi so far who plan 1,000 years in advance. So, far who plan. Ubi be a show for me, a 4,000-year plan or the beji. It's Yema, Nimra form, and I can scan edit a form, a good form. And Bishop will say, Bishop form or the crew won't do honors or plan is who baby. And yes, Ababa Kumuhukra. Okaya catch me some years ago, about 60-something thousand Ghanaians at Umuwo. That part due to that civil war.
Yeah.
So, oh, Akwana, he really meant what he was saying.
Which means
and yes, I was say a quachichary mind.
Oh, military officer.
GH Kato Fatin. I can't crave in numbers nabano. Who I won't see and can. Who per se who could create world, you crum Ghana, Pantuma Beboy Dian. Kaka craving near to your dawning for Omwa Omonti Kano and Omoti and Kan chair up to the end of April. To you interested, reach out near my form, not feel it. Na bekanya ho ne enko creative world no be a fire ho plans nti yenso yen fire ho plans ansa na you too late I feel so patriotic so be o map no nti we don't tuma bebo GH Kato Fatim now so the visual kobo patriotic emu na yen nyina ya ko build the world e wo ye krum yenso yen fire ho plans wo ye krum nti who per se what more about it open more explanation my number US code 1 or +1 908 845 76 That's a legend. That's US code +1 908 845 7615. Mr. Ramo, only WhatsApp messages. Man, Fred, what the WhatsApp or me, I'm reach out. I'm afraid.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you. All right. So Solomon Mensah, Mr. Mensah. Solomon. So also a casa. So we need to who else? Ajanim.
Mr. B.
Yes, sir.
Mawajuma.
Maybe also over.
Myself, Mtese India or the mind. I was saying, UTS campaign.
Hey.
And then we and send me a be a person make us a phone.
Okay.
I want to ask me, Madam Fully be autonomy Cantamanto. Now, last year, yes, last year, yes, or pursue 2 coin. And I'm a chance to. Baby, I will admit, yes, Sikamu now. Person 2 coin there. It didn't move for so be also. But on final dream, manner, we Jantimisa said, I went to Indian or Yen or so. The new sister couldn't be a connection, man. It was a bear connection, man, Canada. As you need, within Bible Tawichi. Kikri, no, acquire man appointment. Wako. Oh, Diana also betting in 4 months' time. 4 months need Ria, Miss Anama. And I'm semi catch them. Nti enu nkonkosi no na okobisa ni sika nso ya sika nso ya dey ahye. Tina npen mu na oye se ton obefa onu obi na ton ade e market wo. Na no so yes we okay obefa nkwala mpaboa below 10 years for no. Nti obi na for boys bia omuso twa mpaboa no ma select e dey abre no. Or the crack or the 500 cities net starting within 2 weeks. No 1,000, no 1,500. After they were bringing customer class who could 2 in Pabuano. Also, mutu ni 30 city. It will timber to be 70, 100, 50. It's when your customers who could 2 lay 30 pieces in par. Customer and better than 50 Ghana, 50 Ghana, be funny now.
Wow.
The Otuno Saturday, Wednesday. It just imagine say we have 20 Ghana times 30 Wednesday. Now we have 20 Ghana times 30 Saturday. Within a week, you know. Within a week, you just say you are when you're more than 1,000 cities. At least you know one we also no be a juma uchiaoka. So one we is cabo no and kutia connection almost 300 million as. It's a few one start here out on Pabuana Skebano. And a bunny trimu say no. Watana watch Joya wado bit many apata. And then besides an apatano tone saying, or say apatano pekesia 250 million. Open small ones for 170. And then besides in this 300 million now, the comma will be a wedding. It is encouraging 170 million compare patanibia. And ka any account to no remudian and canvas of a basso. Japan unti ade bia me kasa kire ofa akwantu se akwantu no se wuni obi oho a oba be fa se wukunu uma me bi na ba fa na wuni obi a se wukotu connection man we just say embassy obi ani so e ga 170 million was very cheap for you to buy it more than say 300 million akwa shekwa when yan fa so obi anya dey en free so after so the toss me no ameka sa fa ho so ye you to quite call Achim Club, you see a friend from Kessi. Papa, I could die if you na Sunday and Pioneer Madam would didn't come more about investment a wayɛ wɔ kurom hɔ ɛyɛ farming na ma na ekyirikyiri mu Mr. Obi me say awusia kura bɛgu ɔkyerɛ investment ɛyɛ farms a wayɛ wɔ kurom hɔ abɛ ɛna kuku ɔsɛ ɔno deɛ food no na focus so na ɔno deɛ obi ɔbɛba biara ɔbɛ advice ne sɛ ɔpɛ kura deɛ yɛ abɛ because abɛ wodi ɔsɛ sɛ wodi fansa ɔpɛ sɛ wosi dan wɔ Accra ha na wo spend bɛyɛ te sɛ 1.5 million ɛde si dan a ɔno bɛ advice so dɛ fa saa 1.5 million fa mu 500 million brɛ kura n'ase because ebi a 1.5 million betumi asi dan 3 bedrooms ebi abosom ebi ama wayɛ 2,000 na 2,500 a after 3 years no abɛ 1 acre bi abetumi ama 10,000 a month ɛna ɔsɛ abɛ no nso nya adeɛ a wunta na wakɔpɛ atɔfo ɛnso tɔ ɛwɔ ɛhɔ na sɛ wohia sika 10,000 na kɔhunu obi ɔtɔn ho ɛka kyerɛ nso omi wɔ abɛ ipɛ 10,000 akɔyɛ adeɛ ɔde sika no bɛma wo cash mosome so a ɔno ankasa ba bɛnu abɛ no akɔyɛ ho no ɛde atua ne ka na ɔkyerɛ mu sɛ deɛ nti ɛma a ɔno go into farming no nyinaa yɛ na ɔma yɛ history kakra aba ɔmukuro no ɔsɛ ɔmukuro no ɛyɛ afa mmienu na afa baako no first na kurom hɔ na diamond ɛwɔ hɔ nti na mfa sɛ galamsey wɔ hɔ yɛtete mmere no mu no nyɛ nansan deɛ bi mpo na diamond ho nti na ɔmukɔ galamsey na ɔmomo side no na akɔkɔyɛ nananom ne papa mu no yɛ farmers ɛna the other side of the town ɔmo dɔm ho hyɛ galamsey no mu nti ɔmo so mfuo no na ɔmo nyɛ dɛ ɛnyɛ na wohwɛ ɛdan akɛseɛ wɔ kurom hɔ no nyinaa ɛyɛ ne nananom na ɔmo yɛ farms na ɔkyerɛkyerɛ wei na ɛbɛ papa ɔfaase wei sei ɛdan akɛseɛ wei sei ɔmo nyinaa de cocoa farm ti sɛ me nana ɛkyew sɛ wakɔ diamond akɔkɔyɛ galamsey a dwuma ɔde bɛdi mu no nti ɔso wokɔ saa side na ɔmo sɛ ɔmo dɔm ho hyɛ galamsey no mu na ɔmo ni hwee atitiriw biara ni saa side hɔ nso sɛ ɔmo de afuo yɛ hyɛ ase ɛdan akɛseɛ wɔ kurom nyinaa yɛ cocoa afuo ɔmo a na ɔmo yɛ cocoa afuo ɛno na inspire ne nti ɔno ɔso ɔde more than 30 years ɛna abɛde daa abɛ ne cocoa ne adeade ɛnɛ ɔnkɔ afuo mu bio ɔwɔ workers a ɔmo na yɛ biribiara ama no mba sɛ wɔyɛ papa no bɛyɛ 55 years ɔkɔ 60 years nti nyame hyira wo ne biribiara de ma nti yɛnam ne yɛso yɛkɔte nsɛm bi saa ne yɛhu sɛ yɛmpa nsɛm no a woka no ɛnyɛ bosiremu ka wei ɛyɛ practical ɛnyɛ yesu kɔmpoano bi asɛm wei yɛ practical work a wode to fam a wohu sɛ it's gonna work for you nyame hyira wo paa yɛso so yɛgu so a yɛtoto yɛ nneɛma ɛm sɛ last mefrɛ me ka sɛ meso me start bakery nti me wo vi ne tawa bedu ma structure na we wo vi na ba bedu nti yɛgu so kakrakra yɛbɛkɔtɔ cylinder ne ade afi yɛatɔtɔ ɛho nneɛma nti nyame nhyira wo ɛnim sɛ ɛno si na asi amu deɛ na sɛ biribiara astarte meda ase nyame nhyira wo
so yɛda ase again yɛda ase okay Mubash Kaza, you are the last one. Mo.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. Talk. I'm coming. Talk.
Yeah, good evening. My church will be our platform. My church will be our platform. Yeah. And then you will be able to assemble and I'm a new. I just got we be worry. We need to also be worry. Nti Jacob one has sometimes say China I from but an adjuma for very shut up kotna ni fi ho akonum ti ni onkrono ba nti me kwa sebi kotna ho kakra nti program my shut anti from beginning up to this stage but nyame odumo China me say I go through. And through what people are saying, my son name will be free. Especially Mr. Prince, dear Mr. Prince Ekayan. And when who are me. And when who are me. Because Ubia free say, and I say, we don't comprehend certain uranium pa eshe nofa. Minjini say you move brina away. Though in him say good nibi waha, but in him say such mineral too is over here. And abakoso omuka abakosa no trea. The entire sa ntakwa no koso na mbrofo na because omo na be create self confusion no. Omo na be create self confusion among those two tribes. But Ewujidie say ni nyina to obetwa. We find solutions to those problems. Then we move on. And nkyerɛkyerɛ wei deɛ ɛboa yɛ papa. Ɛboa yɛ paa. Ɛna ma encourage obiara sɛ we work together and spread this message. I will say spreading it in various languages. Though in himself, man for so many forces will come against us. But you can say give up. You can say give up. Me crack me did say legend cross stop here. Na say yeah, no man, you take it from him. We will do a very great job. Yes. And yet he's not stopping. Until any can say yes, we will stop it. Until our entreat everybody say Obi will create and also Obi will word. As I shall say post in Yama. Let's spread the word. Let's spread the word, say Quran and our Bible. No. So as I spread the say the whatever that we do no. And your Quran na Bible. Young boy who more than 19 spread it. Nothing is stopping us. And I say, okay, would the man for me who any example. Maybe just by now there nothing will stop me. Maybe I ever stop me. Maybe I ever stop me. And then quite from I say me flow. Omo assalamu alaikum etrebe. And a guy say I gave you honor say I'm watching see the on your man and be and I say salamu alaikum enche me jaikan because me use me krum kasa aka. I'll use my language to greet and say whatever that I want to say. And move na best. And move na best. And made Mr. Richard Awuni Obia our platform is Hunyana. Obia also Obia made that across it because I'm learning a lot from you people. Because can meet you more than Obia. And one more powerful thing is that if I'll pick a question you learn something from him. And when you're Mr. Prince, you learn another thing from him. Auntie Tilly, you learn something from him. Until if you continue to learn at the end, we will gather so many skills and so many different knowledge from different angles. Then when you put them together, you'll be so much hot. Indeed, I think that's one beautiful thing about this platform. And now we call radio station. One of the biggest radio station or Norfa. Maybe I will na me panic. That's a view she but you know, I said no, I'll be there over there. No matter what, I will be able to deliver. Until you know, Yakasa ye, Mafoni Japan, Mpanyufo tie, Mpanyufo Pamutie. It's how we gonna mean. Up to now, Seminama, a man 40 pointing me. Up to now, a man 40 pointing me, and sometimes he be try to reach out to me. I say, me papa so UDS crime Mpanyufo try some contact here. And program I host no also organizing Kromano. I may ask about how we can search from. And I am doing so he planned to talk to the chief over there, Tolona. Yes, so Obeka search him. So Katrina, he will accept it so that we organize and come back. And one thing, other DJs know, more different stations know. Almost someone say they are trying to invite us again. They are trying to invite us. No, you know, say religion is there. We have to speak the truth about the religion. Adi enya pa. And about yenja ika. Yenya ifra. Yenya like we're all brainwashed or we all learn the same thing. Into mo kan yesu ebeka. Yensuru bia. You know, yensuru bia. Though yedi nyen sebe to ho. And the yedi nyen sebe to ho. But we are not giving up. Yes, we are not giving up.
Mo, it's one thing say a person ye normal be my nipa yen crop for drain it me develop your mind.
Now.
And there's another thing say a person practicing religion. We seem to confuse the two. The kind of minds they also develop here, they develop your mind. Religion cannot develop those minds, especially the way those religions were introduced and the kind of things that they've been teaching. They say a penipa or madreno, bit much to share your mind now. Then it's a whole different training that we need. Obviously, these religions have been around for centuries. If they were meant to develop the minds of the people, to develop the nations, they would have done it, which means they don't have that. And they're not our kind of what it will take for us to develop the minds of our people, to develop our country is different. And so it collided with the traditional teachings, so be it. But the truth is that ultimately country is or Traho or Tehua or Bompire and Animayasa. No challenge. A timmy panel dream on what me as a son in my Obetima call Bompire 5 times a day, no problem. Bompire. But a drain also the teacher mind they are different.
Yes.
Entirely different. Obetima call fasting or call Bompire, no problem. But a drain the teacher minor. So we are Jumatin, for technology, we are being for building industries. It's not like yes, it's a in a Bompire and Yamin basis will be amount. That's a mind that cannot develop any nation. So we can't fight poverty when the people are waiting for God to give them money. So we'll be there is
Masahun say kaya junumu ye good and I say your mindset is right can we develop more because I say Ocean Zungu and as Ocean Krumufuna, it seems we are so much disciplined in terms of the religion. We are so much you follow our teachings more. But you follow the wrong way. But and can apply say you be developing a country. I think say can be developing
yeah.
Because we Arabs like they are not so much practice religion yeah African
yeah fun wake up
yeah fun World Cup but still that was what last time be no hana me go for almost say emotion organize Quran na embe bon pen mo na say na o Quran no ntimi kan I hear Quran bit my kan yi Quran no na dey na chere say me bo ana me kan anyame ntimi. Why should I invite you people to come and sit and recite for me? And then at the end, I'll give you money. I don't get just say, Quran, was a business and Mudi. I say, hey, Mommy Casa. That's not a business. Not a business. Also be organized. Now making Kaimano or Mukin Kaimana. Now, if you are Momuska, sometimes call Momuska, Namu complain says Canuswa.
Oh,
that's what you do. Yeah.
So it's business. Why are they complaining?
Oh, yeah, because it's business fair. And sometimes they believe that Nyamiti Omu. Others. That's what they believe. I don't know. And as I think say this coming Tuesday, Ebeko radio station by so baby and the topic will be self-identity.
Hey.
Yes, that's the topic. Yes, and the because remember who say nkromofona musika na ihu omu anase omu nye hwe je Quran ne ayino nko ana Islam teaches no man for them make scam. They shouldn't tell me that the Quran is making them rich. Though if you learn the Quran na so ko tana bibia a Christopher wa obi anfiu na so usua ba wasa usua ba na Bible na would be tana bibia nkromofo obi anfiu. So meaning where you are no eno na man for party. So when they hear, then they'll try to give you whatever that they have.
That's it.
I'll let them know that until they should not put it in their mind that Quran na So we should learn Quran fine. And once my catcher say teachings we are some more Quran. Like I'm trying to find more details to the words, then understand it better than what they are teaching me. Because sometimes chromosome and I say Christus, yes, how different sex are different sex. They don't accept other sex. Yeah, urban chromosome, Torika, they believe say other sex in the Omeko, Bonsam, for yes, that's what.
As a Christianity, the grass is anything. So between us, we call woman and uncle heaven.
So imagine.
Similar. The same chaos.
Like say what you see things different and you feel so happy. And I make cry I need to be just maybe say sometimes I call them then when I'm I feel now appear me call bit to her. Let me do why is it still sitting there? Like at least you should be fast and go and do your work. Sometimes I ask myself, the couple doesn't for doesn't and I say no. It shouldn't be so. Now, Commissioner Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, no businessman, no businessman, pa. Ana Commissioner for Brina, no munina, obia, yeah, according to no be our year or but yeah, we don't want to do anything. If we say near the actual and after the yes, Salana for my fee like a fee like it's a fee actually say Nyami Kwansu, the Mascana say Yadoe, Ewa Nyami Kwansu, But why are they not teaching us that we should also do business? We should try to work hard and do other things. I don't know.
Because many of us, when we have money, it puts us in a different height that they can control. You know that it's very easy for you to control the poor and the ignorant, the uninformed. The more enlightened the people are, the more difficult it is for you to control them. Yeah.
And history now come. Misha Quran ni Bible is full of history. First, na me say history is so powerful, sir. Town equal school cry, history, na me say history there, history. Me science now history. But Misha says me do no history is powerful. But Quran and Bible ni full of history because past tense no more can. Should I say yes? We say it's past tense. It's past. Then we get to know who we are, and then we get to know how or what we will do to develop ourselves. In the Quran, I'll tell you that more than 50% a history, more than 50% a history.
Yeah.
But yet, last time we came, we been in Quran like we bet king abo kumshafodi and I say some characters be din akomo history but we be saying nana obeka just no de no musumbo na say they cannot tell you anything about it.
No, they don't even want to know them.
Yeah, they don't want to know. Who's will be some questions then they will come after. I don't know. Maybe after this program, some people will come after me.
Mo yamingaho.
No, sometimes we should. Sometimes yeah.
You are okay.
But
we are okay. Continue. Okay.
But,
continue. Especially Kasa na ode chireno. Yeah, papa.
Yes.
Na ode chireno yeah. Be mani pani be brati asiye. Because
yes.
You know.
Enjoy.
Okay. No, thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Nana blessing Kasa. Aye. Blessing.
Aye, nke brazo.
Amen.
We dey na dem ni manim na me yi kakra.
Okay.
Na ye kan me gusu na me tie kakra na me chese. Ena ye se ma na nkasa ntie na dem so me kasa.
Easy.
Yes sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Entino.
Now here.
Nyame adom obi aso ho ye.
Okay. Is it also?
Yeah. Enti de ye kan de no kura pa Say edebe na yedi ija yankopɛ na yedi egu hɔ na afi all of a sudden wo di akɔhyɛ di pa ne nsɛm so and they said yeah masa obin di kyerɛ ye wo hwɛ or kɔ ne business trips na nkwala no ka ho bi omani tua na ɔmo nso share how in his own line of business as much as it is more of brofonia kind of saying more of or in the same way nso or enlighten or empower ɔmo nso so saa no nso na wo nso wo de no wo yɛ akuani ana wo nso wo kɔ farm so a nkɔ na ɔmo de ɔmo kɔ mu school ana wo de wo mfa ɔmo nkɔ farm no so no mani tua so because if you want this thing to be handed over to them they should be part of it and say your lion share say your percentage say your then managing that daily aspect of the business operations management so and I say decision making no any idea no you don't make efficient decisions if you are not part of the ball game and I say if you don't understand how it works and building na building na omuka uhumbi
That's right.
Remember what hey one of the biggest challenges movement will confirm it and say who be fear or calculate said you be ticket every day ticket cost to our be fan dia kan ho dia bagana no na che say masa hey enkola miensa me de ka ho afọ 1,005 times 4
Yaminka.
What I say na che say investment na oya wa Ghana ni nyina no enkola no nim ho hwe so what I say but if you take the pains to plant the foundations abra ugusuya from the roots why wouldn't they get interested so I wouldn't my kid may not necessarily become a farmer but because onim say me farming business hatching ni a friend is saying sales ni intermediary a friend is saying customer service ni any idea obey doctor there nanso nani wo mu a or manager there na onim say major the odi jam nso eni and I respect that so what I say it takes pains in the beginning to make them part of the whole show but it is worth it at the end of the day and so if they are professionals even in a different field the still an any woman and of what you have built and the American say yeah want you and I say you will feel me papa dear or Cassie me name plane e catch ye nyina say ono de okọ school abrochire na nso ono nka nchiro say kwa abrochire nne ene china ntino or sign a chino afa na me so ma ba me hu say okay this is why this man was so mad about money baby anya den enkwa abrochire so afa dem so ma ba na me hu say this is why he was that mad. Why will all the lecturers be giving their children opportunities to work on campus and get opportunities bi ni ade nanso me nkwa dem papa say da this man is wicked. What type of father is this? Samaba mehu ana matiasie adikrontia ono nso say on mani baby anya den emba bruchiri afena mehu say me ama sa reverse me say on sa onye beifo I mean sa onye wicked sa you good so it takes a while for these things to sink in and so we only need to be persistent as we show them the steps along the way. Let them be part of the journey. Don't alienate them. So nasano no yeah Excel no yeah records keeping no yeah report writing no yeah no my market scripts ni ade nyina na ya market student scripts ni ade na ya calculating na ya grading 8 to 1 ntino I understood right from the scratch say ade ni say ana ya no and it became easy for me. It was a piece of cake for me because I was part of that strength building. So, it's a painful journey, but it works and it is worth it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, chill.
That was too much. Yeah, that was too much. Oh, my brain sanitizer.
Marie roommate, Oh, where? Africa. Yeah, right. Okay, so the last person, Papaya, Professor Okasa. Papa. Okay. Any abusa for NOBS. We are feeling in a down for by a Juma of you when Mother had to also make us young. NOBS. It was Omomoto a Starlink. Afina, I'm almost a signal number. That's it.